'Twas the night before Goutmas, and all through the fort, not a peep could be heard, except for one big snort.
Can you believe this, Jasper? For some reason, I just can't sleep tonight. Well, I suppose if I'm going to stay up, I might as well make something to drink. What the? SnortBucks? Where did this come from? Huh? What's going on out there? It must be those stupid kids again. What?
Just hear those sleigh bells jingling, ring ting tingling too. Come on, it's lovely weather for a sleigh ride together with you. Outside the snow.
Nice, isn't it?
Ah! Who are you?
Just a cute pup in a sharp suit.
Oh.
Giddy up, let's go. Let's look at the show. We're riding in a wonderful.
You know, I don't get it. Why would you all do something like this for me?
'Tis the season, Phil. Don't worry about it. Here, have a SnortBucks coffee on the house.
Wow, now that's a robust coffee.
Well, we are the best beverage company.
You said it. Wait a minute. Dogs don't wear suits, and they don't talk. Oh no! Wah! Huh? No!
And so SnortBucks was had, but not by the king, for that salty delight is a detractor thing. Happy Goutmas to all from SnortBucks.
Oh boy. Season's greetings and happy holidays from everybody here at GTG Network and Productions, DSP News, the Snort Report, SnortBucks Coffee Company, Best Beverage Company, Hard Snorts Gin and Tonic, and Tim Snortons. That's a thing. How you guys doing? Welcome to 12 Days of Goutmas, part of 25 Days of Goutmas, part of the GTG Hallmark Network or something. I don't know. I'll figure that out when we get there. Hopefully you guys are all doing well. And as we continue the as we continue in the holiday spirit, so to speak, I thought that I would bring you guys some more vintage Snortburnell out of the cellar. You know what I'm saying? We're only going with the selective cuts, only the best years, so to speak. As I'm getting revved up for my 2026 campaign of going over some of this vintage stuff on the Fight Club channel, so that should be fun. In any case, ladies and gentlemen, I won't actually hold you guys up too much longer. Let me just go ahead and give you guys a sneak preview of what we're going to go with. Let's see here. We're going to go to thanksbegging of 2018. $16,000 was needed back in those days, bro. Holy shit. Now, at this particular point, I should have already gone over Thanksgiving of 2017, so you guys should have already seen that. That's when DSP reveals the problem, and he owes state and business occupation tax, and he's got these phantom health issues that he's not going to tell nobody about, and he doesn't know how much money he's going to need, but he's going to need a whole lot of money to save the house and all this bullshit. So we're going to basically jump to a year later. If I do this in order, hopefully. You know me, I'm not the most organized. Especially when I'm by myself. But if I don't botch this, and this is in order, we're going to see what happened literally a year later. And I would argue that he was fundamentally in a worse position a year later than he was in 2017, which is hilarious because the Barbarians were at the gate in 2017 and there was all kinds of nonsense going on. So we're gonna have our cute little pub up here, pug, and then whatnot, and we're gonna go over some of this nonsense. Give me just a second. All right. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, season's greetings and happy holidays. Big ups to Chio. Big ups to Snort Brunel. Big ups to big ups to all my peers and whatnot. Big ups to all y'all and whatnot. And without further ado, I don't smell none of that holiday bacon cooking. But we've got to get right on that. As you guys know, SnortBucks coffee is on me, free flowing. Please, by all means, have your fill. No pun intended. Or maybe I did intend it. Who knows? Who knows? And without further ado, let's go ahead and get our ball rolling here. Sorry. It's early. I'm happy. It's a thing. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and give proper introductions, shall we? Let's see here. Here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with Snort Brunel, DSPgaming. thanksbegging. 16K needed help. Going lower and lower. This is from November 23rd of 2018. The link to all the videos that I use will be down in the description. And without further ado, plus or minus some buggy mechanics, here we go.
This is how I play the game!
Never gets old. It never gets old.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Holy shit! That is an epic fucking intro, dude. And I have to warn everyone. Warning. What you may see right now is going to be absolutely disgusting. My streams, the purpose of my streams, alright, is to basically entertain you with gameplay.
Good luck with that. How's that been working out for you?
With gameplay and honest reactions to said gameplay, to have a chill environment where when you come to my streams, we can actually relax and not have to be bombarded with all of those dramatic topics from real life.
So you want them to deal with your real life and not have to deal with theirs until after you're done with them. Gotcha. Gouty vampire. I get it.
I'm good at lying.
This question
Laughs
is
like
from
a
Kyle,
bitch.
and he says, Phil, the House of Representatives is trying to create a copyright small claims court to lower the cost of suing copyright infringers. It's called HR 3945, aka the CASE Act. Awards would be capped at $30,000, but you probably wouldn't need to spend $10,000 to get a lawyer to start your case. What do you think about this? How would it make it easier to go after people that repost your content? I have had ridiculous amounts of problems over the years.
Yeah, you're not going to do shit about it. You're going to sit there and you're going to take it like a whore. It is what it is. Don't worry. You and your sister-in-law, Officer Sanders, or Jenna, got a lot in common. So it is what it is.
With people illegally, without permission, stealing my content off of YouTube and using it for various purposes.
Oh my god!
So what Toddle is saying is that, I guess, finally, our government in the United States is trying to catch up with the times and realizing, oh shit, copyright is digital now. It's not just like, oh, someone's selling a knockoff t-shirt in a store, or someone, you know, is selling bootleg movies on the fucking streets in New York City. Instead, people are constantly stealing everyone's content on the internet and fucking doing shit with it illegally, and maybe we should put some kind of fucking protections in to stop that, right? So, the truth of the matter is,
Fair use is still a thing, Phil. You never really seem to get that through your oddly shaped skull, but fair use is still a thing.
I agree what should happen here, alright? What should really happen is we should have a system that is completely separate from the long, drawn-out bullshit systems that we have in the courts right now for copyright, for digital copyright. And it should have to do, in particular, with on-demand video.
They're not going to expedite your bullshit, so you can eat a dick on that. On top of that, you don't really want that, because if game companies, as Phil knows, decide to turn around and come after you, you're going to get fucked. No lube, no Diddy. You're gonna, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna be fucked. It's gonna be bad. So you should really think about what the fuck you're talking about.
use, streaming video use, because this is a huge industry right now. And we need to have it catered, maybe, okay, someone stole my content, okay?
And that, and keep in mind, if the way he's actually talking about it, it allows people like him to abuse the system even more blatantly and belligerently than they do now. Keep that in mind.
And they made a really nasty video that really hurt my reputation, and YouTube won't fucking take it down.
You would have to prove that it hurt your reputation. You would have to prove damages. You can't do it just because it made you feel bad. That's not any real proof of damages like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's various degrees to that, keep in mind. But just because your feels got hurt doesn't, you know what I'm saying, warrant you fucking having a channel struck down and shit. Or even a video taken down. Especially if it's actually factually true.
Number one, you should be able to sue that person directly. And number two, you should be able to sue YouTube for facilitating that video and not taking it down, even though you notified them that it was slanderous to you.
If that's the case, then theoretically any game company could sue him for all the slander and bullshit he talks about the developers, the programmers, and everybody else that actually works on the games that he likes to shit on. Yet again, that's a two-way street. He's very fortunate that that's not a thing.
Okay? And basically you should go to court for a minimal fee, by the way. It shouldn't be, oh, thousands of dollars, you know, a couple $100 maybe.
Oh, so you want a couple $100 to take down? Keep in mind, this is the same fucking retard who don't even know that if he was to go ahead and take people to court over videos, he's literally going to pay thousands upon thousands of dollars per video that he tries to take down. What do you think's going to happen? You're going to take one video down and shit, sue over it. If that shit fails, then that video goes back up and then it's free reign for everybody else. You really want something like that? No, because he's stupid. He's a fucking reactionary person and shit, and he can't think outside of his peripherals. Fucking it.
And the court will hash it out. Gee, was this video defamatory? Did it use content without permission? And then royalties get generated based off of not only how much money that person made stealing your content, but also damages to your own reputation.
In which case, I'd be a fucking millionaire. Because if I...
Nah, you wouldn't actually. Because yet again, it's a two-way street. So if you think about all the slander and all the ridiculous shit he said about other content creators, other streamers, about video game publishers and developers, as quickly as if any money even came in, as quickly as it came in, he would end up getting paid to someone else. Like, you're fucking dumb. It's not for this selected class to be able to get away with. It's a two-way street. Did he forget all the slander and bullshit he said? Or is he going to run around and say, it was just my opinion, just my opinion. You can't sue me for that. No, that's not how that works.
I hadn't been slandered all over the internet for the past 5 to 6 years, I still would probably be one of the top YouTubers for gaming.
No, that's literally not a thing.
And I never would have had...
You weren't one of the top gamers, one of the top content creators for gaming back in like 2013. Like when everybody else made that jump to direct capture, he was floundering then. And then when he finally did it, and that was because John and Howard literally carried his ass kicking and screaming, he was already in a decline. He was in a decline before he had that last contract negotiation in 2014, before he made the move from Connecticut to Washington. He was already in a decline then. What the fuck are you talking about? He's been failing. He's been in a you could honestly say that he was going down the drain basically ever since he started making money on fucking YouTube, basically, or online in general.
Half the negative shit that happened to me.
But if I was to be generous, and that's few and far between for me, but if I was to be generous, I'd say probably 2013 was probably his last really good year.
To put me in the situations
I know you're lying.
that I've been in ever happened. If YouTube actually were responsible and not allowed nasty, defamatory, bullying content on their fucking website.
Ow! Why'd you do that? Why did you do that? Why'd you just go to bite mommy? Wow. Alright, so you see what pigs can do.
Indeed. He's gonna make some fantastic fucking pork chops though, that's for sure. And bacon. And pork belly. I'm sure we can get some roast out of that too.
As a business practice, I'd be in a much better position than I am right now.
A lot of people have asked about the future. Phil, would you ever get engaged again? Phil, would you want to get married? I mean, the way things are going, yeah.
That's weird because he said, wait. That's weird because he said when he moved Kat in, excuse me, there was really no way that they would ever be able to get married because of how bad his financial situation was, but he put a ring on it anyway to basically lock her ass in. So at least they had that. Huh, interesting. Well, then again, Cat moved in February of 2018, and we're in November. So yeah, I guess it's about right. We're right around that time where he'd feel need to try to fucking marry a chick in what 9 months, give or take.
Like, things have been amazing this year.
And laughing it up because of the hideous scam of me saying that I had tax issues this year, right? Phil's a scam artist.
He certainly is. Or he certainly is. I was gonna say he certainly was, but he certainly is.
No lie, things have been really positive. I really do feel Kat is my soulmate. I would love to spend the rest of my life with her.
This guy has like no social.
What happened to her? I mean, don't get me wrong. She wasn't pushing any five. She wasn't even a strong 5 at this point. But whatever. Like, what the hell happened to her though? And what? You moved in 2018. You got unveiled last year in 2024. Or was it 2023? I want to say it's 2024. I want to say. I could be wrong on that. You got unveiled and shit. This is what happened to you. What happened? Fucking A, bro. It's fucking depressing. Actually, give me a second. Let me verify that. Yeah, January of 2024 is when Roseanne Burnell was unveiled, and all of her big girl glory. God damn, bro, that's crazy. A year ago, that's fucking insane, bro. Absolutely fucking insane. Yikes. I would say pour out one for Cat, but don't waste the SnortBucks. It's too good to be just spilling all over the place for no goddamn reason.
Skills whatsoever.
All right, but when you have things that are uncertain, it's hard to take that step. You know what I mean?
But if you love her though, and you guys are a strong unit moving together, is that not enough? No, you want to know what that look is right there? You see it, ladies and gentlemen? The look of a person who really does not want to marry this chick, and he just needs her to stay around to help with the fucking rent and to take care of his ass and to be a shield or a window dressing or curtains or a beard to hide for his homosexuality. That's all it was. That's all she really is, and that's all she'll ever really will be, to be honest. He had no real plans of marrying that chick unless he had to.
And even though, how would Phil even buy an engagement ring? He has no money. You have to realize that engagement rings don't even have to be expensive. You can get one for under $100. It's just not a fancy looking ring.
So it doesn't mean shit, and you just did it to lock her ass down. Congratulations, Phil. Good shit. But then again, we couldn't get one for Panda, though. You had to make her buy her own engagement ring, right? Fake engagement ring at that. Holy shit, bro. God damn. Panda just getting tossed all over the place, not even in the way that she wants.
It's the meaning behind the ring that's more important. The thing is, we would never be able to do things like oh, let's set a date or let's do stuff like. We would never be able to do anything like that because of what's going on financially with me and everything.
Numbers wise.
So you use the convenience of your mother being, well, both his parents actually, both of your parents being damn near sick and dying to go out there and get married. Because keep in mind, and when they end up leaving in April of 2019. In April of 2019, they went out to, he told us he was going out to Connecticut to visit his parents because they were on their last legs, didn't have a lot of time left. Then all of a sudden they end up getting married on the 10th. April 10th. So there you go. Because, his birthday was because Phil's birthday was on the 6th. And they got married on the 10th. But ironically enough, I'm not sure if I can find it, but on April 1st of 2019, someone asked, hey, that trip you're taking, are you and Kat actually getting married? And he said no, but obviously he was lying, and he did. So, womp womp to that shit. Crazy, crazy stuff. And actually, funny enough, is he admitting here that they got engaged in November of 2018? Because I think I said that in a previous video that I don't remember him actually saying when him and Kat got married. Or not married, but when they got engaged. So I may have answered my own question. And we'll go back over this later. I'm on the case. I'll put it all together. I'll put it all together.
Financially, the streams have been great this year. In fact, I made more money again on Twitch this year than I did before. Last year was a really good year. This year was even better.
What I want to do, guys, is basically tell you guys about the bad stuff, okay? This is, sadly, some of the stuff that's been going on in 2018 I really haven't told you guys about at all, on purpose. because I didn't really want to discuss it until basically it became an issue or something that you guys needed to know.
This is literally the same spiel he gave us in 2017. Thanksgiving of 2017, he literally said the exact same thing. Almost word for word, snort for snort. And yet again, ladies and gentlemen, what is it that I tell y'all? The way DSP does anything is the way he does everything.
So let's get to it, but quickly I'll do a few shout outs. So let's talk about the negative stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, alright guys? So I'm gonna be very honest with all of you, alright? Sadly, one of the issues that's been an ongoing thing that's still, to this, it's still giving me problems, is the biggest problem from last year. If you guys remember last year, 2017, my stuff was actually getting good. Like, I was starting to pay down my debts because of the money I was making on Twitch, the increase of money on Twitch. It was to the point where things were looking positive and good. Then all of a sudden, in the fall of last year, I got notice from the state income tax department for the state of Washington, where I live, that basically I was supposed to be paying state business income taxes for 4 years that I lived here, and my accountant who was doing my taxes from back in Connecticut did them all wrong. And I was like, oh shit. Oh,
He didn't do them all wrong. DSP didn't register. If my memory serves me, he didn't actually register as a business, and he didn't tell his fucking tax preparer that. So the guy only did his federal, and DSP admitted that the current guy who's doing his taxes now and the guy in Connecticut both confirmed that the federal taxes were done squeaky clean like they were supposed to. But because DSP didn't register himself as a business, instead he only registered Panda, he ended up getting caught in the dragnet later on. He did that to himself.
a little bit of money? Oh no, it was a ton of money. It was a ridiculous amount of back taxes that I owed, plus fees and interest and all this shit that they accumulated on top.
But that doesn't matter because yet again, as SnortBucks brought up, he made like 10 grand in the fundraiser he did at the end of last year. So that should have been a huge chunk in that. And then keep in mind, literally the following year after this, because we're in the end of 2018. In 2019, Linda gives him a whole wad of cash to get his ass on a payment plan and gave him even more money after that. The fuckery's amazing, son.
Of everything, because I wasn't doing my taxes right for years and years and years, okay? So, you guys...
Oh, yeah! I remember that. That's when DSP, because I was watching Tevin's restream, praise be to Almighty Tevin. I was watching Tevin stream live when that happened. DSP pulls out a blue folder, and it had a bunch of... it literally had blank pages of paper on each side. Well, Tevin surmised that maybe there's some writing on one of the pages, but for the most part, it may have been blank. Tevin tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. Tevin was being merciful. Anyway, but he basically opens up this blue folder that had like some shit on the front of it. Not shit. It had something on the front, but it may have been nothing, or it could have been, I don't know, something from the homeowners association or some shit. There was no proof that it was from his tax preparer. Anyway, but the point is that he had brought out this folder. It was stuffed with paper on both sides, but the pages were more than likely blank. And he did it to try to show, hey, this is the amount of work that goes into my taxes or whatever. And people are like, nah, them pages are blank, bruh. Fuck you. Fuck you. Who you lying to? You know what I'm saying? The tractor is smarter than the average dent.
If you've been following along me the last year, you already know what happened. Basically, number one, I needed to raise a bunch of money by January to pay taxes for January that I was going to owe. Then I needed to raise a bunch of money for about April to pay the back taxes. Excuse me, not April, it was around June. I needed to pay all these taxes for June that were going to be due at once. In the meantime, I had to pay a tax attorney to fix all of my back tax situation, which was completely fucked up, okay? So, rather than...
And remember, he said he had to pay $800 for the retainer, and then whatever the fees were going to be after that. Keep that in mind. Look out like he's constipated or some shit. What's wrong with you, Phil?
Really get you all inundated with all the fucking...
Maybe we should call Wings and see if he can give you an enema. Maybe that'll help. That's not funny. That situation actually with Wings was, and that kid was fucked up. That was really, really messed up, to be honest.
Annoying details. By the end of the day, all right, I owed the state over $5,000. I owed my tax attorney over $5,000 for the...
What? How'd you... All right, let me let him play his cards.
Work that he had done to fix all of this. And basically, I had no money to do it. So all of that money, that was phantom money that I didn't have, got charged to my credit cards.
What?
That literally doesn't make any sense because he said in 2017 that he would put his taxes on his credit cards and then pay them down over 4 months. And then, then it would go back up and so on and so forth. That's how he was paying his quarterly taxes through his credit cards, right? Now keep in mind, he had like 14 credit cards. So keep that in mind. But this idiot literally saying that he was broke or he was barely making ends meet but he had a credit card standing by that he could put $10,000 worth of charges on? I don't know, champ. Even in our present day and age, I don't know, champ. I'd have to go back and look at his bankruptcy and see which, because he had credit cards that certainly had over a $10,000 balance. But that sounds fishy. That sounds hella fishy. And if that was the case, then he still lied, because first off, he could have paid if that was true and he put it all on a credit card, then he could have paid whatever the state and business occupation was owed. He could have paid that in last year or in 2017. Now, one could make the argument, well, wait, you know what I'm saying? You just said that he had a fundraiser where he made 10 grand. Yeah, but you really think DSP sent his credit cards 10 grand just so he could go ahead and pay that shit to the fucking state and business occupation tax and the tax attorney that's helping him fix it? You really think DSP would do that? All in one go? It's possible, but that doesn't mean he did it.
What? 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 What?
And completely and utterly maxed out any remaining credit that I had was maxed.
Yeah, see, the 10,000 fucking for the fundraiser got memory hold, apparently. And then yet again, if Snort's on the ball with that shit. Think about all the money it took to get Cat to move from Michigan over to Washington. He had to get this shit. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and talk about that a little bit briefly. And you know me, I'm not brief about shit. But let's talk about that. When Cat moved over there, first off, she actually sent her game rig, her monitor, and maybe there might have been like a bag. Maybe. I want to say she just sent her PC equipment. She shipped that out first, which Phil paid for that because Cat didn't have the money. So she sent that out first, and she may have basically sent whatever clothes that she had for whatever that was worth. She shipped all that stuff out, and that's why DSP needed the hand cart. That was actually the first time DSP brought up the hand cart on how he was going to carry her stuff upstairs. That's literally the first mention of a hand cart, to be honest, or at least to my recollection. And that would have been early 2018. I don't remember him bringing that up before then. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that was the first time a hand cart was brought up. Anyway, when she showed up, all she had was like a bag and the fucking clothes on her back. And he said that they had to get her a whole new wardrobe, had to get her a cell phone, had to go ahead and get her license renewed, or at least get it changed over. He had to put her on the insurance. They did a bunch of stuff those first 2 or 3 months she was there before she even started working again. So yeah, the math ain't mathing. The math ain't mathing. And then, I'm not sure if most of you guys remember this. When Subaru Man found out about Cat and Phil, he kicked her out. So allegedly she was staying at like a hotel or something, if I remember the story correctly. She was staying at a hotel for a while until Phil could move her in. So he had to expedite his timeline to get her over there because she was basically staying like in a hotel or something, or like a motel or whatever, until he could get her moved out. If I remember that story correctly. And I could be wrong. But so you still have to, so you got to add that in there too. Ugh, that's messy. And I think that information came out around Brownie Gate. And that's late 2017. That's late 2017 work, which that falls into the escort saga. So, yeah, that might be, yeah, that'll be fun to revisit that. Oh boy, chopping at the motherfucking bit. Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Rid of this state taxes issue. Now, the good news is I'm now in line with what I need to do for my state taxes. It's not a lot of work for my tax attorney to file them every year. It should be a very minimal charge for him to do it. I know what I'm going to owe around the end of the year. I should be able to afford it, and I think state taxes from now on, I'm good.
But it wasn't a minimum charge, though. He said it was between 12 and 15 grand. Or, sorry, between 12 and 1,500, I'm sorry. And he doesn't even pay the tax guy all of the money up front. He pays them in $100 installments throughout the year. Each month, basically. He pays $100 a month or 100 plus a month throughout the year. That's how he pays his tax guy. He doesn't pay them all up front. He's admitted that too. Anyway, womp womp.
But the cleanup job of doing...
Wait, now that I think about it, wasn't the PS4 Pro bought by a fan, allegedly? And the TV, I think he got that off Amazon, off the layaway plan. Boy, this is gonna be a refresher crash course for me because goddamn, there's so much to go back on. But it all tells the story though of all the nonsense that goes on now. So it kind of all falls in line. Holy shit. Fun times, fun times.
This cost me over $10,000 that I didn't have and went to credit cards, which I shouldn't have maxed out, but I had no other way to pay this, okay? So that's one thing going on behind the scenes here that sucked. Now, this all basically was paid as of June this year. What I was hoping was, man, now I need to start working on my taxes for federal, because I owe the federal government taxes. I'm self-employed. They tax you, and they're going to want me to pay, them, what I owe them every year for my federal taxes.
Now, here's the thing. So I think with the bankruptcy reveal, I think the state and business occupation tax was on there, or there was some type of indication that he was paying some type of taxes to the state. I would have to go back and look at that to just make sure, because there was a prevailing theory at that time where the tax story didn't set, the math wasn't mathing. The math wasn't mathing. So people were thinking, he may be lying about either the federal tax or he's lying about the state business tax. Hell, he could have been lying about both. And truth be told, he may have been lying about it or doing half truths or whatever the fuck you want to call it. So keep in mind, that's a thing too. So Snortpreneurs, as well as many people at that time, their skepticism was warranted. Very much so.
But I had just literally overextended myself to get rid of this state tax issue. I paid off the taxes, I paid the attorney, I paid everyone with credit cards, and now I had no money at all. Nothing, no credit, nothing to pay anything else.
Silver-tongued talker, right? Oh, I'm just going to say it one way, and hopefully you'll believe it, even though that's not the truth. And that's literally what's happening here. The guy's a liar.
How the hell were you more healthy-looking pudgy than you do now? That's fucking crazy.
The guy's a fucking blatant liar and lying to everyone. But people are believing it because they don't know any better.
But he does look dirty and greasy here, though. Just dirty. Just straight dirty.
Which is why, if you guys haven't noticed this year, a lot of the times when something happened, like when my PS4 was dying, I was like, I'm just going to have to keep playing on the broken PS4 because I can't afford it. I didn't.
That's until he begged for it, and then begged for the Nintendo Switch, the first one. He begged for the replacement on that one because he bricked the first one, and that's probably because he didn't have that shit charged properly, or all the fucking dust in the fucking SnortFort, whatever. And either way, he bricked the damn system and then begged for another one. And got it. While also getting, and people forget this. Don't forget this shit. He scammed the fuck out of that person who bought him that Nintendo Switch, the first one. Because the one he bought was bricked, right? He took it back and he got his money and didn't get another one when it was still readily available. No, he sat there and begged for like a week or so until someone sent it. And then he was able to play Zelda or whatever the game was that first came out for it. Crazy, bro. Just crazy.
Have the credit to even go out and buy a new PlayStation 4. Same thing with my TV. People were like, well, you're getting a new PS4, but you won't have a TV to take advantage of it. I couldn't afford a new TV. The very few things this year that I bought and that were new, I think earlier this year I was able to afford one hard drive to back up my video files. And the games...
Oh, yeah. You guys might remember that from the cleaning out the closet bullshit where he had showed all those fucking those old hard drives and shit that he was backing all the stuff on, which he probably still does. You don't break a habit like that. But then we end up finding out that he doesn't have any of that shit marked, meaning that he doesn't know what's on any of those things at a cursory glance. Like, he would literally have to install the hard drive and actually see what's on it. And if DSP was storing those videos in the same way that he fucking basically dumps all of his slop on his YouTube channel, all of that shit's probably out of order and not in sync. Hell, for all you know, none of those things actually have a proper file name, meaning what game they were, what date it was, what part is it. So who knows? Like, all of that shit could just be dead, lost media for all we know. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Holy shit.
This year that I bought for the business were all financed by your tips. Okay, so it was actually your tips on streams that paid for all that stuff because I didn't have any credit on my credit cards or anything to buy anything anymore. It sucks. It's terrible. But that's the situation that I'm in right now, okay?
And that's literally not true. Nice cope sip, but that's literally not true because we know WWE Champions was coming out of the same account that he was getting his tips in. So it sucks to suck on that. Now keep in mind, I'm of the theory, and that's because of the Mr. Huffstuff video, was when I formed it, big ups Mr. Huffstuff, where the king of gotcha, where I think DSP was taking the money from PayPal, spending it in the Apple's iStore for fucking gift cards or whatever the fuck, and then using that to play WWE Champions. So there was really no way of backtracking any of that shit. Now, of course, when the fucking bank leaks came out, it kind of confirmed it, obviously. If it wasn't just direct charges to Scopey, then he was buying gift cards and whatever, and then formulating through using it that way. So we were going through a lot of fuckery to fucking support his WWE Champions habit. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff.
You have to be brain dead fucking stupid to believe that.
Now, what I was hoping would happen, and what actually looked like it would happen, was that, okay, well, that sucks, but maybe because my Twitch is increasing, and I know for a fact that my Twitch is making more money, that I'll make more money on my Twitch, it'll account for that, and maybe I'll be able to pay off that shit, so that now I can afford my taxes, you know, moving forward this year. Maybe I'll be able to pay down my credit cards a little bit, and then, okay, my first tax payment's in, I can afford it, or whatever, okay? And at first...
But that doesn't even make any sense, because think about the financial straits he was in at the end of 2017. Now you've brought a whole nother person into that situation. That's meaning there's twice as many resources being used to keep you guys afloat. And you thought your little Twitch situation was going to hold up. And keep in mind, this is pre-Vest Streak. You know what I'm saying? And if I remember correctly, no, because, fuck. I want to say King Tut and Emerald 7 are already in play, because King Tut was around when Street Fighter V came out. So yeah, King Tut and Emerald 7 should still would be in play still. They would already be in play, I should say. They're already a thing at this point. Pretty sure. Give me a second. Let me verify that too. Why not? Okay, we're back. So yeah, Emerald 7 and King Tut were around that time. Like King Tut was the King Tut betrayal, or Tutmosis, was in like October of 2018. And King Tut and Emerald 7 is somewhere in that year too. So they're both a thing. Yeah, so that's both a thing. At least the King Tut thing, for sure. Like I said, I'm pretty sure Emerald 7 is right around that same situation. Speaking of which, big ups to fucking Office Honcho, who I go for my boxing stuff. Like he's been getting buried in the algorithm as of late, but he's starting to reemerge. And big ups, because I really enjoy that guy's boxing history and breakdowns and shit. That dude's fucking awesome. So good shit to Office Honcho. Anyway, all right, we back at it.
It looked like that's what was going to happen. Like around June-ish, it looked like, wow, I am making a lot more money. In fact, if you remember around June-ish, July-ish, I was saying, wow, these are the best streaming months I've ever had. I actually got a little bit extra money, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, now I'm going to reveal to you some of the stuff that happened behind the scenes that I've not talked about whatsoever until right now. The full story of what happened between me and YouTube and my partnership network Curse. Because I never told you the truth. I didn't feel like it was...
Lying bastard. I never told you the truth. All right, sorry about that. I kind of got sidetracked for a minute, and then I took that time to verify some stuff real quick. So, King Tut and the Emerald 7 situation did happen in 2018. And like, for example, as of February of 2019, or February of 2019, I should say, I'm sorry. The 12K check from Emerald 7 was literally coming in that week. So they did that. So like the majority of that, so at least the Emerald 7 money, I should say, came in like January. Wild stuff. Here, hold on a second. All right, sorry about that. Went on a side mission again. Yeah, on top of just the straight cash, no pun intended. Not the reference straight cash, homie. But outside of the straight cash that fucking Emerald 7 sent, he sent fucking DSP crazy amounts of money and fucking gifted subs. This is all on Twitch, by the way. So yeah, so there's like 12K just from dude, and that was it had to be end of 2018 when that happened and whatnot. And then there's that 2-month stipend which leads to 2019. And then, so yeah, so out of King Tut, he ended up getting, or not a King Tut, I'm sorry. So out of Emerald 7, he pulled between like 12 and 16K just out of him. Oh, fucking A. I know someone has the video for all that, though. That'll be a nice thing to look into. But yeah, Tut and Emerald 7 definitely did a bunch of heavy lifting. Late 2017 leading into, late 2018 leading into 2019. Holy shit. A shitload of heavy lifting. Good God. Ridiculous, dude. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, I'm locked in. We back at it.
Going to benefit anyone until right now to tell you what actually happened. For those of you who don't know, around this summer, I had to leave Curse. Curse was my partnership network on YouTube. They provided me with the highest paying advertisements of the whole, website on my videos. I was making good money, and everything was good. Never once did I ever get a complaint from Curse that I had done anything wrong. Everything was good. Everything was in line. They were making money on me. I was making, decent money on YouTube. It wasn't as good as it used to be, but it was a certain consistent level every month so that, okay, if YouTube stays consistent and my Twitch is going up every month, now I can afford maybe pay down those credit cards and afford my taxes, and everything would have been fine. So here's what happened, okay? I think it was about July, I want to say. It might have been June, but I think it was about July. I got contacted by Curse. Now, this is the first time I'd ever been contacted by Curse, like, personally about stuff. And they said that we need to talk to you. And it's not something that we want to put in writing. It's something that we actually want to talk to you man-to-man about because of the seriousness of it. I was like, oh my God, what could this possibly fucking be, right? So I went ahead and I had a conference call with Curse and their management and everything. And basically, here's how the situation went. And none of this is in writing because they said they couldn't put it in writing. This was something they wanted to be informal on a call. But basically, they said, here's the deal, Phil. We know who you are, and we know you've been around for 10 years, and we actually like your content.
So you demanded it in writing just in case you could try to fuck them over later, and they were like, nah, bitch, you're going to have to take the phone call and deal with it? Interesting.
I'm good.
Like, we know who you are and what you're all about, and we support you. And since you signed on with us a year and a half ago, because at that point it had been almost a year and a half that I was with them, there have been many times when people have tried to come up against you and say that you do horrible things on YouTube, and they've false flagged your videos and they said all this negative shit. Now, because we're your partnership network, all right, we have to review those cases to actually find out what's going on. And the bottom line is, we have gotten to know you over the past year and a half because we review your cases so much for all the false flagging. We know you don't do anything wrong. We've seen your content and we know that everything is good. In fact, your content is getting more in line with being more acceptable on YouTube. You don't do the risque stuff, the more adult.
What the fuck are you talking about? The spurging back then is insane. Even I'm having a hard time following this. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're saying that they're about to let you go, despite the fact that they're telling you that you're falling in line with everything YouTube, everything that's basically that falls into YouTube's TOS. What kind of nonsense are you talking about? Dude, you guys remember what kind of wild fucking animal DSP was back in 2018 and shit on Twitch? And how fucking crazy he was throwing all that fucking bullshit out? The hell are you talking about? And he didn't edit shit crazy like he does now. Or Darziak or whoever the fuck. Like, when that shit went up raw with all his bullshit, it went up raw unless there was something extremely fucking egregious that he had to get rid of himself. Other than that, the raw content just went up for the most part.
Oriented sexual content and stuff like that you used to do back in the day, you've changed for the better. And I kind of explained to them, you're absolutely right, because the reason that I did that was because Twitch. I wanted to be a part of Twitch. I wanted Twitch to be a major thing, my streaming, and I had to kind of conform more to what their terms of service were going to be. And doing,
which is literally bullshit, but all right.
That I have to kind of, not water myself down, but become less of a provocateur and more of just an entertaining, chill streamer. And they understood that. They said, yeah, we can actually see that from when we watch your videos. We get all these false flags that you did these terrible things. We look at your video, nothing like that at all. Your actual streaming content is good. Okay? But basically, here's what happened. They said, here's the problem. In 2018, YouTube has completely changed their mentality when it comes to partnership networks. Okay? It used to be that partnership networks were a great positive for YouTube, that YouTube would basically say, if you really want to have ads on YouTube, you really should be with a partnership network, because that puts the responsibility on the partnership network to make sure that all the content coming out on YouTube is kosher. And it's the partnership network's responsibility to make sure if one of their partners screws up, to make sure that that partner gets in line, and it can actually be held against the partnership network if, let's say, for example, I put out a video where I'm naked and I'm obviously violating YouTube policy.
But that's not true because of the shower shit. Like the shower nonsense that he did for the Axe body body wash bullshit, And then, yet again, his language was egregious as fuck on that. On top of the fact that Machinima was on some nonsense where people weren't able to monetize Nintendo content unless you were part of Nintendo's own little MCN situation. And if you were a managed partner on Machinima, you could circumvent that. And that's what they did. So they were literally cutting out Nintendo for the partners who were playing Nintendo games could still profit. The fuck are you talking about? Like, and then if you really know, Machinima did a bunch of scummy shit and whatnot, and to various degrees throughout the years. What the fuck are you talking about? If you really think about it in hindsight, DSP's time with Machinima was a match made in hell, because they were, I wouldn't say they were as much of scumbags or incompetent as DSP, but they were pretty fucking close. They were pretty fucking close. They were skirting the rules on a bunch of different shit. So no, not at all. Not at all. If he was on like Full Screen or one of those other ones, he would have gotten slapped way, way harder. Like Machinima was like definitely like the gateway MCN for a lot of people, but most of them went on to Maker Studios or Full Screen. Most of them moved on to that because of the predatory fucking contracts and shit, which Machinima was known for too. But DSP didn't even have to worry about that, because with some of those predatory with some of those predatory contracts, those were like the 3 years, the 5 years, whatever. He never got any of those. All of his contracts were literally year by year by year, which may have been to his benefit, now that I think about it. But there was a lot of people who were in just fucked up contracts with various fucking MCNs. Chris Smoove is somebody who comes to mind when he talked about his contract negotiation and how they would, you would have like 30 days or 60 days, for example, to renew your contract. If you didn't, they would just roll that shit over and you'd be stuck again, right? No negotiation power or anything. Sorry about that. And they would just roll your ass over and you were stuck, basically. But then if you went ahead and tried to get in there a little too early and see what terms or whatever, oh no, you have to be within this time period. So literally, if you were a big content creator who was bringing in a lot of money, they could literally stifle you literally to the last day or even within hours on some fuckboy shit, unless you had a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? Which a lot of those guys ended up doing. And that's what saved a lot of their asses. So, you know, DSP obviously was never relevant, so you never had to worry about that.
And Curse would have gotten in trouble for that, okay? But the good news is I never did anything like that. Everything I ever did was in line with YouTube's terms of service or whatever. Never had a problem.
He's a piece of crap.
Yeah, massive piece of crap. He had a bunch of problems when he was on Machinima and whatnot. Nothing to probably ever kick him off directly, but he definitely had problems for sure and whatnot. Sitting there getting into these contract negotiations where they were cutting his pay just so they could give him free games. And DSP thought that was a good deal because he's fucking retarded and didn't know from literally day one that he was on Machinima, he could have requested free games. He even admitted that they used to send out surveys where you could, where it would have like a bunch of games that were coming out over the span of the next couple months, and what games would you be interested in? And you could literally take that survey, and more often than not, you may actually be able to get it. And then somehow they fucking rolled it into his contract that, hey, we're going to pay you less money, but we'll make sure you get access to free games. And he was like, okay. When that was a right, it was a privilege, I should say. It was a privilege that was afforded to him from Jump Street, but he's too stupid to see it. Crazy, bro. Crazy.
He's a lying piece of crap.
But what I was being told was, ladies and gentlemen, get ready. Once again, my business has been massively negatively affected by the trolls who claim that they don't mean to hurt me, that what they're doing is just to make me improve or whatever. So here's what actually happened with Curse.
I don't know. That sounds like some delusional shit you say yourself. I don't know if that's really true. I would say that, oh, maybe he was paying attention to Wings trolls back in that day, or in those days, but I doubt it.
All right. Curse in 2018 had to...
DSP only pays attention to other people's trolls when he can prey upon them. So nothing more, nothing less.
Institute a new policy, a new agreement they had with YouTube, that if they were going to continue to operate, they had to now manually review every single report that came in for one of their partners. Okay? So here's what would happen. I would do a stream, and during that stream, something would piss off a troll, or something would piss off one of the people who illegally steal my content, and they would basically make a meme out of something that happened on a stream, And then those people watching that stream would go mass report me to YouTube, saying that I did something wrong during that stream, in line with like that meme or whatever was going on. And Curse would get 100, 200 reports in one day that I did something wrong, all saying the same memes. A lot of them were basically copy and pasted from different YouTube accounts, but the same thing over and over. So they would get 100, 200 things on their fucking desk and say, what the hell is this? What, you know, and they would start looking at them and say, this isn't legit at all. It's all bullshit against Phil. It's people basically trolling Phil, but because of our new agreement with YouTube, behind the scenes, we now have to...
And talking in third person, man. Boy, that schizophrenia was fucking sliding itself, or that multiple personality syndrome, whichever one it was. That shit sliding in damn near perfect at this point. Holy shit.
Manually investigate every fucking case, and we have to close each one manually. Now, initially, Curse backed me and said, you know, this is not Phil's fault that this would happen.
I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct.
This is, you know, he's not doing anything wrong. We're looking at his content. There's nothing wrong with his content. He's not inciting these people.
Fuck you. You're a liar.
These are people who literally just make their living or get their jollies off of making fun of Phil, and they start these negative memes, and then...
Just imagine what kind of money DSP could have made if he actually knew how to rage bait properly. Holy shit. And if he would let the troll tips and everything, not that I condone that, but if he let the troll like donations and the messages just ride, boy, he could have made himself so much more money. But then again, the chargebacks would have been fucking rather vicious too. So, you win some, you lose some.
Mass report to YouTube just as a trollish measure to see if they can hurt him, and they backed me to a point. But basically what they said is it got to the point where there were certain things going on. For example, the state tax situation, where then they would mass report, oh, Phil is scamming his viewers in this video, go check it out.
I mean, it was true. It definitely was a scam, bro. Holy shit. It's definitely a scam.
And there'd be, you know, 100 fake reports. And the person from Curse would spend all fucking day having to manually close 100 reports.
Peep game on this. Great screenshot. Peep game on this.
From 100 different YouTube accounts, saying that I had violated the terms of service when I didn't.
You think I'm the villain? Go fuck yourself.
And it basically got to the point where the actual manpower...
This is literally a black begging video, by the way. A black shirt begging video, I should say.
...of closing false logs against me was more expensive than keeping me as a partner.
So think about it. They're paying some guy back in, what, 2018, I said, right? So they're paying some guy maybe, what, 15, maybe 20 bucks an hour to do all this shit. And DSP's the troll reports were breaking the cost of what DSP was actually bringing in. Or let's reword that. Let's remix it. The amount of money that it was taking to handle the troll reports outweighed what DSP was bringing in. And he doesn't see a problem with that. I never understood why he didn't understand that this story did not favor him. It makes you look incompetent. It makes your content seem like just outright fucking slop that has no value whatsoever. Fuck sentimentality and shit. It just doesn't have no value. You know what I'm saying? You know, sentimentality, don't put fucking food on the table. You know what I'm saying? Being sentimental and shit. Let's be honest. And that's why they booted you. And that's the real reason why they got rid of him, is because it wasn't the troll reports. It was the fact that he wasn't bringing in any money. He just wasn't. He was scraping the bottom of the barrel, and it was easier to cut him loose. And that he didn't have a managed partnership anyway, nor were they going to be able to offer him one. So there was no reason to keep him around. It is what it is.
They were making...
Which makes me want to actually go back and look and see if I can find why Review Tech USA ended up leaving Curse or getting kicked off Curse, however that situation happened. And when did that happen, by the way? Just for clarification's sake. Because I'm of the theory that it was actually Review Tech who got him onto Curse. He may not have done it directly. He may have been under a sock account or something when he recommended DSP to Curse, but I feel like Review Tech was all over that.
Money on me, but the money they were making was less than the manpower it took for them to have to manually close all these logs. And I said to them, well, you know, in this case, this is a special case.
Listen to this scumbag shit. Listen to this scumbag shit.
Obviously. Would it actually be a bad thing for you to just ignore it? Because you know I've been here for 10 years. You know I rely on YouTube income to make my living. I need this income.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills.
So if you were to, say, just ignore those reports and not have to put in those hours or whatever, save yourself the money, right? And they said, no, we can't do that.
Well, yeah, because Even if they did do that, that doesn't fix your problem, which is you're not bringing them any money, or you're not bringing them in enough money. So that doesn't fix an issue. He thinks in his head, because he thinks he's analytical and he's not. He thinks, okay, if this amount of money is used to fucking fight off these troll reports, instead of you getting rid of me, which would be the smarter move in the long term, right? Go ahead and just ignore the reports. And then you can save yourself the money. Well, what happens when DSP actually does something? And that's what he's hoping for. He's hoping that he gets a blank check from Curse. Okay, Phil, we realize that all this trolling bullshit is getting out of hand. Don't worry about anything. We'll take care of it on our end. We won't be, you know, we won't bother you about nothing. So now he can literally go ahead and be an asshole all he wants and thinks, oh, I got a free pass. I'm good. So you guys can report me all you want. They're just going to ignore it. That's what he wanted. That's legitimately what he wanted. And he didn't get it. So it wasn't even that he was trying to fight to stay on Curse. It was like, no, give me the blank check. Give me the golden ticket to be an asshole. And I'm immune to fucking any type of reprisals or consequences. That's what he wanted. And that might have been one of the last straws to be like, yo, we need to get this guy the fuck up out of here. We need to get him the fuck up out of here before he causes us any more problems. And so they did. Smart move on their part.
Because, God forbid, I have a bad day, and this is a day when I actually do violate the YouTube terms of service or something. If I get in trouble, they get in trouble.
Told you.
They said, we can't have a person, you know, as a liability, especially someone like me who wasn't making them a lot of money. Let's be honest, I'm a small-time guy now on YouTube. I'm not a huge guy anymore. And they said, you know, not that you don't make us money, you don't make us a ton of money. If you were making us tens of thousands of dollars a month hand over fist, then maybe we would be willing to put up with it. But for the amount of money you're making us, there's no way that we can risk that one day we don't review something that you did, and then it becomes legit, and now we get slammed financially from YouTube with fines and fees, or maybe get penalized because of that. So basically,
they said he was dead weight. He was dead weight and a liability at that, which is a double whammy. Holy shit. And he thought it was a good idea to tell people this. Holy shit.
that we had talks, okay, back and forth for about a month and a half. And after about a month and a half of talks, Curse said, we're sorry, Phil, you've done nothing wrong.
This is a situation where, once again,
I mean, he didn't do anything wrong except for the fact that he was a liability and he wasn't making them any money. I think that's a big problem. I think.
I've done absolutely nothing wrong whatsoever, and I'm getting punished like I did, you know? Because I've done nothing wrong, you know? For something I didn't do wrong. I did nothing wrong.
We like your content, but because we have to basically start now trimming people who are not cost effective to keep, we have to basically kind of agree to end the partnership. And I said, I guess
he was struggling to not say that they were going to fire him or they have to fire him. Holy shit. Anything to keep the ego going.
agree, but this sucks. And they said, yeah, basically, Phil, you're not ever going to be able to get partnered ever again.
It's Tevin's fault.
Because now that this is known, what company is going to do that? Because they know people are going to false report you. And the thing is...
That's hilarious. If you think about what he actually just said, he said that he'll never be able to get partnered ever again. And then tries to follow that up with the whole trolling thing. But the reality is, if they really did even say any of this bullshit, and you got to take that with a massive grain of fucking Himalayan salt. The reality is if they did tell him that, they really actually were saying, hey, you're just not profitable, man. It's not worth any MCN picking you up. This was your last hurrah. You know, sucks to suck. Good luck to you. That's really what they said to him. Yikes. Imagine being so unprofitable that even the MCNs won't take you. Damn, son. That's crazy.
You're on your own YouTube channel with your own ads, your own AdSense. That goes through YouTube's report system, which is so terrible anyway. Most of the time, they don't even review things that get reported. And when they do, it's a quick cursory glance. You know what I mean? So that's basically what Curse told me. They were like, if you go by yourself, if you don't have a partnership on YouTube, and you just do your own ads, you're actually safer than you are with us. Because with us, we have to manually review everything. With YouTube, chances are they don't even review it anyway. A lot of people... Chances
are you're being stupid as hell, because what happens in that 1 in 100th of a chance, if you will. You're a fucking dumbass, and I don't think they told him this. I think this is just his own fucking DSP logic. I don't see anybody at Curse telling him all this. That doesn't really make any sense. Even if they did pity him, you don't want to divulge this information. You don't want this shit linked back to where you're from. So nah, I exit out on that.
You know, this happens to them, they're fine. So this is what happened, is I lost my, not that it was super lucrative or anything, but I was making a lot more money on YouTube when I was with Curse than when Curse had to release me from their network, and it was not anything I did wrong. Curse didn't want to get rid of me. It was 100% these fucked up people who steal my content, restream my content, say negative shit about me, and incite these thousands of people to go false report me to YouTube for stuff I didn't do.
What? What?
Okay? That's what got me out of Curse, as fucked up as it is. Now, if you guys remember, at that time, when Curse finally did release me from my partnership, everything went wrong on YouTube. YouTube had frozen an AdSense account for invalid click activity that didn't exist. They had actually erroneously frozen it.
They didn't erroneously do shit. He still had his fucking, he still had his original AdSense account linked to DSPGaming and whatnot. And then he made another account, which he shouldn't have been able to even do. He ain't sat there and somehow, you know, fell through the cracks on that bullshit. But the original account that he had that got banned all those years ago, that shit got hit, and it basically took everything down until he could somehow finagle it into another situation later. Theoretically, he shouldn't have any type of monetization on on YouTube based off of the fraud that he tried to pull with that bullshit. So it is what it is. It doesn't even matter now, because at this particular point, anybody who got banned, or their AdSense, I should say, got banned back in the day, got full amnesty across the board. You're talking about thousands of fucking channels, you know, got their AdSense reinstated. Most of them were streamers anyway, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, all that shit got fixed later on down the line. But just because he was running around with a fraudulent one should have been enough to go ahead and cock and shoot, no pun intended, and get him off of the census in Minecraft, of course. In Minecraft.
It took me 3 weeks to get Google employees off their lazy asses to actually fix that issue, which was their internal issue. It was never anything I did wrong. They fucked up.
Well, that's kind of funny, because he was just talking about how the Curse people were saying, hey, if people false flag you, they'll probably never get to it, and if they do, it'll take a long ass time. But ironically enough, when he needs help, he's mad that they're not going to be, you know, at attention to help him out with it, even though that same laziness or complacency he's depending on for him to get away with his bullshit with his trolls. Imagine that.
And that was 3 weeks of money that I didn't make on YouTube. Then when the ads came back, it took forever to get them to work properly, and I had a giant dip in income from the months of July through all of August on YouTube because of all this happening. Now, when I finally came back...
Now, keep in mind, his viewership was tanking, plus the quality of ads probably has something to do with that as well, but that's neither here nor there.
Was able to monetize my videos again, I said, I'm going to do something positive for the viewers. I'm going to make longer videos, okay?
So you could put more ads on it so you could make up for the lost income. That was supposed to be positive? Okay. Okay.
What ended up happening was, because I made longer videos and uploaded way less videos a day, my revenue also dipped. So it was a combination. Number one, I wasn't with a partnership network anymore, so my money went down. Number two, I didn't have ads on YouTube for 3 weeks because YouTube screwed me over. And then finally, when they fixed everything, I was doing longer videos, and that hurt me too. So it was like the triple fucking whammy of things that all happened at once, and my YouTube revenue went from being here to being nothing to being like here. So not even...
But keep in mind, he took a hit from when he got kicked out of Machinima to when he went to Curse. So all you're seeing is this fucking downward spiral of his income. That's fucking crazy, bruh. So that's why he was so heavily relying on Twitch. Holy shit, he just stayed failing. He just stayed failing.
Like less than half, okay? And I'll be honest with you, things got slightly better the last couple of months on YouTube. The reason being, there's 2 reasons. Number one, because it's the holiday season and there's just more ads to go around on YouTube, so my YouTube did artificially kind of increase a little bit income-wise. The other thing is, YouTube, you guys might not have heard this, basically changed the ad policy and made it so that everyone gets the same ads now. So even though I'm not with Curse anymore, I pretty much am kind of getting around the same ads that I would have gotten, okay?
But that doesn't really matter, because if you guys remember the whole, I want to tell you, that was the Logan Paul situation. So when he had the Japanese Death Force situation, that's when people found out that for the basically the top like 1% of YouTubers or whatever, there was a special tier for them to get certain, like, the highest paying ads possible, like talking about ridiculous amounts and whatnot, like just ridiculous amounts. But then it would be warranted because they bring in the views. It makes sense. Well, that got exposed. DSP bitched about that. He complained about it, but that was a situation that came about, and then that led to an uproar about the playing field wasn't even. But what do you expect? You know what I'm saying? There's always going to be people who have advantages in life. That's just the reality of it, so on and so forth. So that kind of plays into that a little bit as well, interestingly enough. Fucking silly, son. Silly. Speaking of which, you want to hear something else that's silly real fast? They're saying Terrence Crawford's going to retire. Like, that dude just got stripped. He just got stripped recently. I want to say he got stripped of the WBO belt. I want to say, don't hold me to it, I want to say he got stripped of the WBO belt because they said that he wasn't paying the sanctions. I mean, I think the sanction fees. And I think they say you owed like 200 or 300K or whatever. Anyway, that was like a couple weeks ago. And now they're talking about he may actually retire now. He may just give it up, which not to say that there's too much he can't do. But I mean, you're 38. You've already accomplished a lot, my guy. I'm sure Canelo Alvarez is definitely going to feel happy about that because it's very clear that Canelo don't want that rematch. So it is what it is. And Benavidez is still out there. I'm not sure he wants smoke with Canelo, but now that Canelo don't have the belts, I mean, I guess Benavidez could go somewhere else with it. And I don't, whatever. I don't know, man. I'm not sure if Crawford should have left that way, but I mean, you're retiring on top. That's the best you could ask for. He's 38. He's got millions of dollars. He doesn't have a lot of wear and tear on him. Maybe I'll wait and see if there's an official announcement. But damn, that's all I got to say about that shit. Is damn, bro, kind of wild, man. We're gonna lose him like that soon. But you got to do what you got to do, son. You got to do what you got to do. So I get it. Anywho, all right, we right back at it.
Maybe, I don't know, because there's no way I could compare because I'm not with them anymore. I don't know what ads that they're getting or not. But they did this big internal change saying that basically people who monetize should be getting around the same ads now because I guess they've determined it was an unfair practice that being with a partner company got you better ads. Like,
it's funny how as soon as his ass gets booted, all of a sudden now the system's starting to balance itself out and be fair across the board. Whatever.
I said, the big internal push this year, YouTube anti-partner company for some reason. So not only did they make them now monitor every single report, now they made it so that everyone gets the same ad. So what's the incentive of being with a partnership company anymore? I don't know. But basically the problem here is, as I just told you guys, during June, I completely overextended myself to take care of my state tax situation and get caught up. $10,000 plus of non-existent money went to credit cards.
Yeah, I'm about to say he raised, well, we just talked about that, but he raised way more money than that. Way more. Emerald 7 came in the clutch, and then King Tut ends up coming in not long after that. So
I didn't, I maxed everything out, and I'm thinking, okay, as long as everything stays good, I'm okay. And then what happens? I lose my partnership. I'm making no money on YouTube for a month.
So you're expecting Emerald 7, sorry, Emerald Tut. I guess you can just combine two whales together. But you thought Emerald 7 was gonna drop what, $8,000+ in gifted subs every fucking month? Fucking retard, shut that shit up.
Then I'm getting way less than half of what I used to make. Now, along with all of this going on, guys, as you guys know, during the summer, we had a situation with a guy who at first seemed like he was a generous party who actually wanted to come in and help me, and ended up being someone who was completely the opposite, okay?
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. His name was Tutankhamun.
Yeah, King Tut or Tutankhamun. Supposedly they're two separate people, but whatever. Yeah, okay, so we're in the same time frame. We're good. We in the building and whatnot. And I still think DSP lost that. I think Tut did actually charge it back to his credit card. I think he won all of his chargebacks, and DSP basically had to eat shit. Basically.
And actually was kind of a godsend. And oh shit, what the fuck? What the holy shit was that? What the fuck, dude? I was not expecting that whatsoever, dude. And if I look down at the stream chat and everything is tut, 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 it's going to be ban, 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 and then we're going to continue on like normal fucking humans.
Yeah, King Tut on that hostile takeover. He was running shit. Funny enough, while he was sitting there fucking and making it rain on DSP, he was making it rain on low tier God too. Matter of fact, when King Tut finally got up and out there, that was Sidella and Swaggins, if I remember correctly, were the ones who ended up finally running him out of there, so to speak. He ended up saying that he was just going to chill over there with LTG's people, and I'm not sure how long he did, but he was there for a while. He was dropping some money on LTG as well.
They're not idiots.
And the reason I say that, even though his whole intention there was to screw me over in the long run, he helped me out at a time when if I didn't have that extra income, I might have been completely screwed over. Reason being, like I said, I didn't have this YouTube money for like 2 months. I had no YouTube income. And because of that, I wouldn't have been able to even just catch up and pay my bills or anything. Like, I would have had no money. So this guy comes in, all of a sudden, he starts mass cheering. He starts mass gifting subs. He starts tipping me big. And it's great, but all the while, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, who is this guy? Who is this guy who out of nowhere would just show up on stream? Never heard of him. He's not revealing if he's a longtime fan or whatever. He just seems like a guy who's just showing up and throwing money around. Who the hell could this guy possibly be? And the whole time I'm very skeptical that something's going to go wrong.
Question is, was he skeptical about Emerald 7, though, when he was throwing all that cash around and shit? Because Emerald 7 kind of just came in over a period of time, did their thing, and then left, and just straight up got out. Which I think some people speculated, and rightfully so, that it was probably Planet Jeff on a sock account, yet again, spending his dead wife's insurance money to fucking give it to Phil. If you know, you know. So, who knows what the particulars are on that one, but fucking crazy, bro. Fucking crazy.
Okay? The good news is, after 2 months, Tut revealed himself to be a troll. One day on stream, nothing negative happened. He starts attacking my moderators and arguing with them and stuff like that. They ban him because, you know, he's basically derailing the stream, insulting. He threatened one of them. He's, I'm gonna beat you up and stuff like that, like being a moron. And I emailed him after. I'm like, what are you doing? And basically he emailed me back and said, oh, I don't like you, and I'm gonna now get all my money back. I'm going to get all my money back from Twitch, and I'm gonna dispute all my tips to you. I'm gonna get all the money back that I gave you over the last 2 months, you know. And that was it. Like, he didn't explain himself or nothing. Basically just said, screw you, I'm getting everything back.
And basically the final email, he's like, I want all my money back. And I'm like, you're not getting any money back. This fucker tried to steal money from me.
Then come to find out, he apparently had been talking with other people saying the whole thing was a setup, and that basically this was his intention kind of going along to do this, and that he was trying to get all his money back to screw me over. And I'm sorry, but, you know, it's such a fucked up thing that someone would try to do that. The good news here is that it didn't work at all. It didn't work at all. I kept everything that he had given me.
So he says, but yet again, you can't take his word. He's an unreliable narrator. So there's no real proof of any of that. You can only go off of his word on that shit and whatnot. And truth be told, Tut doesn't have really a reason. I mean, I guess they do. They both got a reason to lie, I suppose. But I'm leaning towards that Tut's not gonna lie about that shit. It just seems kind of weird. I don't know if Tut was planning on screwing him over from the get-go. I can't really sign on to that. I don't know, but you know, having these trolls that run around and financially fuck with locals it's always been a thing in some way, shape, or form. So make of that what you will.
You know, everything was kept. And this guy's a pathological liar. He went ahead to go to the other distractor streams and other streams and say, oh no, I disputed all that, I got all my money back and all that. He's completely full of shit. I kept everything. PayPal wouldn't have let me keep the tips, over $1,200 in tips, if he got the money back too. He's a pathological liar.
Now, keep in mind, this story eventually ended up changing too, because this was on his neck for months. And then eventually he ends up changing the story saying, well, I was able to keep the money. Maybe they did give him his money back or whatever, but PayPal said I could keep the contribution, so I did. So maybe we both made out, but you know, as far as I know, I kept all the money. So I don't know. That's eventually how the story basically evolved, and that's pretty much where it ended.
Some kid who probably has daddy's credit cards and is just spend. His daddy just lets him spoil the shit out of this kid so he doesn't have to deal with him. And he just goes crazy on the internet fucking throwing money at people. And his whole intention was to fuck me over. And luckily it didn't work, okay? So short term, it was a good thing. And the good thing is all his attempts to fuck me over didn't work at all, and I'm fine. The bad news here is that what happened was my momentum on Twitch got derailed by this guy. Because that month before Tut had ever showed up was the month of July. I had big views, I had huge contributions that month. It was actually the biggest month ever that I'd ever had streaming on Twitch. And that was not with any input from Tut. That was, you know, the viewers before Tut had done that for me. And I was like, wow, if I could keep on this trend, this will be great. Tut shows up, and all of a sudden, because he's throwing money around, everyone's like, oh, well, you know, we got this guy who's super generous. I guess the Phil doesn't really need my support this month. I'll still watch his content, but now I'm probably not going to be doing contributions on his stream because look, he just got gifted 600 subs, and he just got a ridiculous amount of tips from this guy. And look at that cheers he got during his Dark Souls stream. Why am I going to contribute?
Interestingly enough, that's still kind of the active theory on what Only Iced Coffee was doing. He came in to disrupt the Gouty ecosystem to try to make DSP completely reliant on him. Then he used Super Crazy's videos to go after other paid pigs and whales to where he would be last man standing. Obviously, it didn't completely work that way, but you know, you got fewer and fewer people who donate to DSP, so theoretically, one could make the argument that Only Iced Coffee succeeded in some way, shape, or form, but it's subjective.
Right? So what ended up happening was I got 2 months of big support from Tut, August and September, and thank God, because those were the 2 months when I was getting paid for the months when I had no YouTube revenue. So if I hadn't had that, I wouldn't have even been able to pay my bills. I would have lost everything and basically had to figure out what I was going to do because I can't keep the electricity on.
Okay, so according to this, so Tut was here in August, and so King Tut was there in August and September, like I said, which is right around, like I said, he was the one who was basically forcing DSP to play Street Fighter V and whatever, and DSP was saying really gay ass shit about, oh, King Tut loves Street Fighter V. I'm gonna play it tonight, so hopefully King Tut decides to show up. It sounds like a hoe, if you ask me. Like this is some type of digital brothel, but whatever. And then Emerald 7 had to show up, you know, he had to have shown up in, you know, like November, December, basically, of 2018. And then DSP got that payout in February of 2019. Like I said, my timeline might be a bit skittish. So take that all with a grain of salt.
Oh my god! This is great! Oh my god! I can't stop laughing!
Okay, so at least it made up for that. But what ended up happening then was when Tut went away last month in October, all of a sudden, because people were now in, oh, I don't need to contribute to Phil anymore because he made all that money, my contributions went way down. And in October, on Twitch, was my worst month of the whole year. I just want you to think about that. The whole year of 2018, the month with the most games, I made the least amount of contributions on stream.
That's your fault.
It literally is, but it don't even matter because all the extra gains he got before that should compensate. So it shouldn't matter. But DSP don't believe in saving, so womp, 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 womp.
It's my fault. It's Tevin's fault. It's your fault, asshole. It's not me, it's the trolls. It is YouTube's fault.
It was, I didn't talk about it. I didn't want to be negative. All right. I totally didn't want to do anything in that regard and say anything bad because I was feeling positivity. You guys were showing up and being positive to all my stuff. I didn't want to tell you guys, oh, by the way, everything's turning poorly, right? I didn't want to spoil that, especially the month when I was doing the most amount of games and whatever. But then when the month ended, I kind of looked, I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So basically, I made way less in October than I had July, August, September. Now, yes, some of that was because of Tut, but keep in mind, even July, before Tut ever was there, I made way more money on Twitch than I did in October. So what I think is that basically, that's what happened. Tut's influence was a short-term gain, but long-term, it might have screwed me over. There are people who like, oh man, I like Phil and I support his streams, but he doesn't need support anymore. And they kind of, I saw a decline on Patreon, plus on the streams at once. So it was very disheartening. Okay, and
it wasn't that disheartening. Like I said, he was still dancing like a fucking puppet for Tut every time he showed up. You know what I'm saying? So what's the difference? But he didn't give a shit about that. He only cares about that now in hindsight. And yet again, if he actually won all those disputes, then none of this should really even matter. Something to think about.
The point I'm making is, I didn't change. I didn't do anything wrong. It's just that people thought, oh, Phil's doing insanely well because this guy, right? When in reality, all Tut was doing was putting a band-aid on the fact that I had 2 months with no YouTube revenue, fixing that for me. And now, basically how I'm doing now, guys, just so you know, Twitch is a little bit, I think this month, November, has been a little bit better than October, but it's nowhere near as good as it was, say, back June, July, which is what I was relying on. YouTube revenue is up, but nowhere near what I was making back when I was with Curse. And the problem is it's already artificially inflated. You see what I mean? It's already artificially inflated because of the holidays. What's going to happen come January when, boo, it tanks again? Because it does. It always tanks January, February. Ad revenue on YouTube is fucking terrible. So I can't even imagine what I'm going to be making on YouTube come January and February. All right? So, why am I telling you guys all this? All right? Well, because here's the situation I'm in now. I was in a situation where I was forced to basically max out my credit cards and everything in the middle of this year to pay off this state tax issue that, again, nothing I did wrong. I got fucked over by a previous tax attorney. I got that cleared up, and I was like, smooth sailing for the rest of the year. This should be great.
Nice
I just gotta
T-pose.
keep doing what I'm doing. I'll make enough money. I should be able to pay everything. Then I lost my partnership with Curse because of trolls. Then YouTube fucked me over for 3 weeks by screwing up my ads.
But the curse thing doesn't really matter because you weren't making them any money, so that means you weren't making you weren't making much money either. So sucks to suck.
Then I finally got my ads back, but they were way less because I wasn't with the partnership network. Then, when things were on the turnaround, Tut decides to be a detractor and fucks me over, and people who were positively supporting the streams supported less, and now I'm in a situation where I'm like, I'm in almost the end of November.
I don't have a single dollar to put towards my federal taxes this year. Not a dollar. Every dollar that
Sucks to suck. But remember, he's the one who prioritized Tut, so he got what he got. Phantom hose.
I'm bringing in now has to go towards all my other things.
Utilities, food, cost of health insurance.
You mean the same health insurance you don't use, and you're just now thinking about all this? All right then.
The games, obviously, buying the games, credit card payments, loan payments, mortgages, everything, every dollar that I have goes out. And
This is literally, and like I said, for a few years, this was the Thanksgiving tradition. So, like I said, it started in 2017. He got away with it. So, of course, he was going to repeat the shit in 2018, even though it's more of a struggle session than anything. I don't know if I got 2019 on the docket. If not, I'll just do it on the Fight Club channel as part of that campaign. But, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, what is rewarded will be repeated.
Left with nothing.
In fact, this is not me lying or exaggerating, which I have not done at all in this video, I promise you. Okay.
Oh, really? There's one video you decided to keep it on the up and up? All right. Sure.
Okay, where's the evidence? Present evidence of what you're saying.
The past 2 months, my fucking bank account got overdrawn. Because now...
Now, this is important. This is important. Because this is something that's kind of lost amongst some of DSP's nonsense and explaining. Not necessarily lost lore, but this is something that's kind of forgotten about all the overdrafts that DSP had been fighting from 2017, I'd say arguably up until like 2020. But we'll say 2019 to be fair. And that was happening a lot. A lot. So keep that in mind. I want you to hear it for yourself though.
All my payments are different. I get paid around the middle of the month for Twitch, and then like a week after that, YouTube pays me. And it's all screwed up because it used to be within the first 10 days of the month I would make my money from Curse, and cleared good, I could pay all my bills. Now it doesn't happen, and I don't even know what to do because every month I get overdrawn, and I'm not making enough extra money to even put in the bank account to cover that, so it doesn't happen every month.
Wait, so I want you to think about what he's saying. So he's saying that, just a second. Okay, I'm back. So all right, let's think about what he's saying here. So Pay Me Tons pays on the 1st or around the 1st. Twitch paid around the 15th. YouTube paid around the 20th, 21st, between the 26th. But he said when he was part of Curse, that they used to pay him the YouTube money around the beginning of the month. I didn't know that MCNs do that. I had never heard that up until that point. So that's an interesting little tidbit. That's an interesting little tidbit. But even then, if that's the case, and something seems off about that. But anyway, so if that's the case, you have Patreon money, you have your YouTube money through the MCN, and then you have your Twitch money. And so between the three of them, you're still fucked up, as well as day-to-day tips, and you're still fucked up? I want you to think about that.
So here's the deal. Okay? I basically sat down and started weighing my options. And I said, what can I do to fix this? What can I realistically do to make things better to fix it? Because I need to raise money or do something to make money to pay these taxes coming up next year. There's only a few ways I can do it. Number one would be to try, I don't even know if I could, try to take out more loans, which with my credit the way it is and the amount of debt that I owe, very unlikely anyone would even grant me another loan. And if they do, I doubt it's going to be for the entire amount that I need to pay the federal government for taxes, okay? So now we want to take out Phantom Hooves. So now we want to take out a loan to take care of fucking federal tax. Now keep in mind, he didn't say state and business occupation tax. He said his federal.
So that means we've been deferring our federal tax at the very least, at least for a year or so, if not longer. I swear, I feel like, big ups to Meth Bear. I feel like Meth Bear's had passed something past me in the last year or so, hinting at something like that. I'd have to go back and look. I feel like Meth Bear would, because he's pretty much he's ahead of the curve when it comes to DSP's nonsense, when it comes to some of this tax and legal shit. So big ups to Meth Bear. But fucking it's getting nasty. Get nasty.
If somehow I piece together enough with more borrowed money to pay the taxes, how do I now pay these new loans? With my money coming in every month and I'm only having enough to basically, you know, pay things, and I'm even getting overdrawn, how am I going to afford another loan that's hundreds and hundreds of more dollars a month to pay off? Now, Cat stepped up.
Feel like Agent Smith from The Matrix and shit, laughing my ass off. This shit's hilarious.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls.
Indeed.
He's an asshole.
And said, you know, I'm willing to give you even more money out of my paycheck a month. And I'm like, we're already taking so much.
Oh, hell. See, I hope it doesn't fuck the video up if I do this. Holy fuck. I'm going to have to pray on this one. I need you to hear this. This is when Cat, I had said this in a previous Goutmas video. I'm not sure if it's out yet. But this is when DSP says that Cat came to him. And she didn't come on him. Anyway, excuse me. She came to him and said, hey, you're in these financial straits. It's all fucked up. Take more of my paycheck to cover those expenses or whatever. He says, you've already given so much. How can I take more? And she said some bullshit about she loves the life that they have and their home and this, that, and the third. And she's be willing to do whatever she can to keep it. Like I said, on the Fight Club channel, I will address all this in full. Holy shit. I didn't know I didn't remember that it was in this or not. I thought it was in the Christmas thing. Budge. Oh, I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
To make money and pay these taxes coming up next year. There's only a few ways I can do it. Number one would be to try, I don't even know if I could, try to take out more loans, which with my credit the way it is and the amount of debt that I owe.
Okay, we had ourselves a bit of buggy mechanics there. I think we're okay. Hold on to your butts.
Very unlikely anyone would even grant me another loan, and if they do, I doubt it's going to be for the entire amount that I need to pay the federal government for taxes, okay?
But he would want a loan that'd be more than that, though. So let's be honest, it wouldn't be just for the federal. He would probably try to ask for enough to get the state and business occupation tax off his ass as well, and then probably try to tackle at least one or two credit cards. I don't know if he would be unrealistic to go into a bank and expect a $100,000 loan, but Phil Paul Brunel is Phil Paul Brunel, so who could say? Stupid is as stupid does.
Even if somehow I piece together enough with more borrowed money to pay the taxes, how do I now pay these new loans? With my money coming in every month and I'm only having enough to basically, you know, pay things, and I'm even getting overdrawn, how am I going to afford another loan that's hundreds and hundreds of more dollars a month to pay off? Now, Cat stepped up.
That guy needs to be kicked in the freaking balls. He's an asshole.
And said, you know, I'm willing to give you even more money out of my paycheck a month. And I'm like, we're already taking so much out. You know, how much can you do? And she's like, you know, yeah, but I love our life together. I love this situation we're in. You know, I love this house. I love everything. And to give that up because of more fucking bad luck would be like a defeatist attitude. And I agree with her, but I don't know realistically if I'd be able to even get enough credit to take out loans to pay these taxes. And that's only a 1-year fix. What happens next year? Will my streams increase more in 2019? Will there be more bullshit with YouTube?
What a scumbag. And there's the stress ball. By the way, it's funny that this ass clown went from she was willing to sacrifice even more of her paycheck to help him out or whatever because she wants to maintain what they have, right? To, okay, I agree with you. But then go into it and say, well, I don't know if I'm still going to be able to pull the credit. So he's more than willing to take her money, right? What little that she could provide that she wasn't squirreling away, which I hope to God, Cat, over these years, you've been squirreling some money away, girl. I really hope you have. You're going to need an exit strategy. And you don't want to end up like what happened with Subaru, man, where you're just out there with nothing. You kind of need to have some money squirreled. I'm hoping you did. Anyway, so he's taking the majority of her check. Then he's still concerned about trying to get more credit because he can't fucking manage money to save his fucking life, let alone Cat's. And then he's almost there with the self-realization that, hey, this is all still just a short-term fix. I'm going to be fucked the next year. but he's still willing to go through it anyway if he thinks he can get the loan. Scary. It's scary. I'm still gonna laugh at it though, but it's scary, bro. It is fucking scary.
In 2019 to fuck me over, I don't know what's gonna happen. Okay, that's number one. My second option would be a refinance of this house.
By the way, hint, hint, sell the house.
Now, I've been trying to refinance this house for 3 years.
I think this was the first time that he actually told people about that. I mean, maybe not. I'm pretty sure Tevin has pointed it out before too, but this dude has literally said he's been trying to refinance the home for 3 years. I want you to think about this. Let me bring you back to our timeline. This is November 23rd of 2018. So this ass clown has been trying to refinance the home since 2015. He literally moved into the bitch in the middle or end of 2014. What was there to refinance? What was there to refinance? Holy shit. Woo! Holy shit. The wild, crazy. He was a madman back in those days. Wild man, I tell you. Well, wild pig. He don't have that hog in him anymore, though. But he was a wild pig back in them days, boy. Gotta tell you. Wild cherry fucking hog flavor. God, dog. He was an animal back in the day. Irresponsibility to a whole nother level.
And every year when I go to do it, I'm told you have too much debt, not enough equity, not enough income. This year...
And yet, each and every year, he still went back. And here's the crazy part. If he's admitting this at the end of 2018, you're telling me he hasn't still continued to do that over the last few years? You're telling me 2019 he didn't try to do it? 2020 he didn't try to do it? 2021 he didn't try to do it? 2022 he didn't try to do it? 2023 he didn't try to do it? 2024 he didn't try to do it? This year, 2025, he didn't try to do it? He's been trying to do that. He's been trying to do this shit since day one. Oh my Christ, bruh. Holy shit. This right here is starting to get into like Cobra. You know what I'm saying? Joshua Sanders or King Cobra. This is starting to get into King Cobra levels of irresponsibility. Like, yeah, you cats need to be in group homes. Like if fucking Clint, and I had held my tongue for a hot mass minute on this, if Clint had put fucking Josh into a group home, Josh would still be alive and whatnot. I firmly believe that. And for DSP, you damn sure need to probably be in a group home, or you need to be under mommy's tit for basically for the rest of your life. You're not built to be out here in society. Hence the reason why he barely leave his house. Just saying. Just saying. And I'm gonna hold the rest of my tongue. I'm gonna hold the rest of my tongue with that Clint situation. I'm gonna wait till next year before I start sending shots across the bow. But I will say this. For Clint in particular, does he feel relief or regret? That's all. That's the real question that I have for Clint. Do you feel relief or do you feel regret?
I went to a different place than the place who I'd been talking to previously. They were a little bit more serious about it and said, okay, let's really look at your numbers and everything. And I actually went and did that over the last couple of weeks, and I'm still not done crunching the numbers, but basically there's really bad news. Here's the bad news, everyone. When they're judging how to do a refinance, because I have a lot of equity in my house, if I could take a lot of my debt, like my credit cards or loans, and put it into the mortgage, it would dramatically reduce my monthly payments. I'm not even kidding, I looked it up. It would reduce my monthly payments by like over $2,000 a month, it looks like. Holy shit, that's enough for taxes and everything, right?
That sounds like more WWE champion pulls if you ask me.
But here's the problem. In order to qualify for a refinance, I need to have 2 years showing consistent income on my tax returns. I don't have that. I made way less money in 2016. Remember, 2016, I wasn't a full-time streamer. I was just reliant on YouTube, and that was a year when YouTube, that was the adpocalypse, right? It was like the end of 2016 was terrible for
It's really 20, well, he's kind of right. It's like end of 2016, first quarter of 2017, theoretically.
On YouTube and everything.
I want to say it's really first quarter of 2017 when that shit really hit, but whatever.
And I made way less money in 2016. I actually had a big increase in my income last year because I started doing full-time live streaming, but it was the state taxes that fucked me over last year why I had no money. So I actually have showed I'm making more money now that I'm focused on live streaming. This year, it looks like I'm going to make just as much, if not slightly more than last year. So as of this year, I have 2 years of consistently higher income where I might qualify for a refinance, but they need 2 previous years of tax returns. So looking at 2016 and 2017.
That's why he went for the bankruptcy. He went from the bankruptcy because he couldn't get the refinancing, and it was his only way out. And then it kind of, quote unquote, worked out for him. Well, no, it didn't, because it actually just delayed the inevitable, realistically, because he got the bankruptcy in 2020, but then he's got to eat that shit for like 7+ years. And my guess is he thinks that he'll have enough equity lined up that he'll be able to refinance. And my guess is 2028, 2029, and that's going to pull him out. Interesting. Yeah, those baby backs and those pork ribs were on the fucking grill. He had no fucking choice. Interesting. See, the Lord also does provide, but the lore provides. For sure, for sure. Holy shit, that right there gives me a whole new perspective given what we know now. Fascinating. Absolutely fucking fascinating.
It's not enough. They're going to tell me we need 2017 and 2018 tax returns. Well, my tax returns won't be done for 2018 until April. So now that doesn't work. Guess when the federal taxes are due for me? April. So I can't start a refinance process in April to make money to pay taxes that are due in April. You see what I mean?
Why would you think you could do that? You're a retard. Oh, evil laugh. Yeah, you're retarded. You're retarded that you thought you were gonna get a refinance in the same in the same month you owe tax money. Yo, he's a madman. Literal wild pig just waiting to be fucking shot in Minecraft. Good God. That's insane. That's insane. And somewhere down the line, he really was banking on that would work. You could tell by his expression. Great screenshot.
And sadly enough, when it comes April, I may need to do another fundraiser to pay my taxes. And this is not an April Fool's joke or anything like that.
Plus, there's still no guarantee. I've got a ton of debt. We don't know, for example, if I did an appraisal on my house here, we don't know what the value would come in at. It's kind of ambiguous. They did a little bit of preliminary research and we're like, it could come in this, it could come in this. If it came in high, you could be good to go. You could pay off all your debt. If it came in low, it's not even worth it to do the refinance. So, I'm basically in a situation where I can't even do it. Like, this was one of the things I was banking on. Hopefully I could do a refinance start in the fall, get it done by the spring. I'll have funds now that I can pay taxes, and then I'll be much better off not having all this credit card debt. I still can't do it at least until probably next year when I have 2 years of consistent tax returns showing more income.
And that didn't happen. Because we know in 2019 that didn't happen. And then the year after that, 2020, we had to file bankruptcy. Oh, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. And if it wasn't, and I'm a firm believer of this, if it wasn't for the pandemic, he'd have never gotten that bankruptcy. If it wasn't for what was going on at that, he just got lucky. Pig luck. The devil was watching his ass, whatever. If it wasn't for the pandemic, he would have never got, I don't think he would have gotten those taxes, his bankruptcy granted. That's just me though. Maybe because I'm a hater, but I don't think so. I think it was just dumb luck.
So I can't even do that yet. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I don't even know what else to do. I talk to my parents, and they sometimes, every once in a while, something goes horribly wrong, are able to help a little bit, but they're elderly now. They're at a point where my dad still works full time. He does.
Well, he never asked his dad for money. He always asked his mom for money, though. It's Linda who has to deal with that burden, not Dave. Well, Dave will eventually have to deal with that burden, but not directly. Linda just goes to him for the money.
But, that being said, they do as much. They emotionally support me, and every once in a while, if I need such a little bit of a boost or whatever, they've helped me over the years. Not just this year, but over the years.
Oh my.
Fuck that bullshit. It's weekly. He's forgetting his own narrative now, but it doesn't work to his favor, but it is what it is. Every Sunday, he calls his parents. And every Sunday, he gives them the sob story. And more than likely, if it's not the following week, it's certainly before the end of the month, his stipend shows up. Think of it as an advance on his inheritance that he's been drawing upon since he got fired, basically.
God, it's terrible. Yeah, it's disgusting in my opinion. Like, I'm actually disgusted.
A little bit financially. I can't rely on them anymore. They don't have it.
Anymore. Someone who was making 100,000 plus a year, still relying on mommy and daddy. Wow. Yet again, ladies and gentlemen, Dave should have pulled out or Linda should have swallowed. Could have saved themselves a lot of trouble.
They don't have money to keep giving me for this kind of stuff.
But it didn't stop him from asking.
So I'm now finding myself in a situation where basically I have between now and April, like say middle to late April, to raise an exorbitant amount of money. You may say, how much? I can just tell you this. This is an estimate of the amount of money I would need to raise between now and April. And by the way, this is the amount of money in addition to me making my normal money that I make every month on stream and every month on YouTube.
In addition to my normal income, I need to raise about another roughly $16,000.
That's where King Tut, and that's not King Tut, I'm sorry. That's where Emerald 7 comes in. That's crazy. Great screenshot. That's crazy. That's literally crazy. Okay, so like I said, so Tut gave him the money August, September, ends up charging that shit back. DSP says he won, Tut lost, then they eventually broke even, whatever DSP wants to say. And then Emerald 7 ends up coming in at least in December of 2018, and DSP catches that payout beginning of 2019. Now, like I said, my timeline might be a bit skewed, so pardon that. So take that with a grain of salt. That's insane. That is literally insane. What a scumbag. Holy shit. And this is why I tell y'all, beat your little cows and beat them often. Put your boot on their motherfucking neck and keep the pressure on it all night and keep applying. Holy shit.
Between now and April. Roughly $16,000 between now and April.
What? Wait, what?
What? What? What? Oh my god!
What the fuck? Whoa! Whoa! Don't look.
What? 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! What was that? What was that? That was the messiest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
That sounds like Super Turbo. And given the ambiance around that shit, must have been one of those week-long birthday fucking celebrations DSP used to do for himself. Do you guys remember that? When DSP would spend the whole week celebrating his birthday? Oh man, that's so pathetic. So pathetic. I will say this though. I do miss the Almighty Tevin Street Fighter restreams. Those things are fantastic. Those ones were fantastic. Those are some great times. If you guys can find those, watch them. Whole bunch of lore and just fun stuff. Just a fun watch all around. No, they never disappointed. Those were always good ones.
What the fuck?
Praise be.
What? What the fuck? What the fuck?
And what the rest of the board goes unselected.
What the fuck? Are you fucking serious?
That really hurts to say that. Because I don't know how I'm going to get it. Like I said, even if I could get loans, even if I could get whatever, it's probably not going to be enough to cover that much. Okay? The only option that's like ultimate worst
Looking for contributions to come in. Hoping for the big contributions to come in just like the year before.
option, okay, would be sell the house. If I sold this house, I'd probably have enough in equity to pay off a lot of stuff. Obviously, I'd be able to pay the taxes immediately, and I'd have enough equity to probably pay off a bunch of my debt. But there's major problems with that, okay? Number one, my whole business is based off of this office. The reason that I put out the high-quality streams that I do, and the reason that I'm able...
High quality in 2018. What a nut.
To do all this is because I have this dedicated room where I'm not interrupted by neighbors yelling at me. I'm able to have a soundproofed area. You know what I mean? Like, my quality of content has dramatically increased since I had my own dedicated office. That's number one. Number two,
Yikes.
to sell this house is an incredibly painstaking thing. Not only would I have to renovate it, because no one's going to buy a house with fucking soundproofing foam on the walls and, you know, some leak damage that I had when I first moved here to the ceilings.
The one that he never fixed and shit. like I said, we're in 2018, so 4 years removed, and he never took care of that fucking leakage in the master bedroom closet, if I remember correctly. Fucking dumbass.
And, you know, basically I would have to have money to touch up the house and prepare it for sale. I don't have said money, as I told you guys.
Well, no, I think the HMO, or the HOA, I'm sorry. Yeah, the HOA. They ended up taking care of the actual roof. They still had but he still had that leakage in the closet. Well, at least the staining and all that bullshit that he never took care of. They took care of the roof, though, if I remember correctly, though. Well, not him, but the HOA. They took care of the roof. He didn't take care of the inside part, though. That would still fall on him.
Don't have it. In addition to that, I would need to sell a lot of the shit in this house, because more than likely what I would have to do is get a smaller apartment out here in Washington. And I know I can't fit all the stuff that's in this house in the new apartment. You can't leave it all behind. I would have to find someone who could come in and try to sell a lot of the shit from this house.
You could sell the house as is, dumbass. Did you forget that? Did you forget that when you went house hunting or house shopping, whatever, and whatnot? Some of those houses you looked at were sold as is. Okay.
Move again? Oh my god, don't get me started on how much the move cost when I moved last. Moving is a cost. Again, I don't have any of the money.
I feel like he exaggerated the cost of that move too. I can't prove it, but I feel like he did. I can't remember if he said it was what, 8,000, 10,000, 12,000, whatever the fuck it was. I don't think that was the case. I think he said I think what he did was wrap the moving cost into what it cost to actually furnish the home and all that. So it wasn't just the move. It was everything else included, like what it cost to furnish the house and get everything started. But he'll never tell you that because he's a scumbag.
For any of this, okay, I don't.
That's your fault. You created that business model. You created a flawed business model, and now you're saying there's nothing you could do about it? No, it's your business. You created the monster, you unleashed the monster, and now your complaint is, well, the monster's too powerful to control. Well, fuck you. That's your fault.
And, you know, and the other thing is, some people have said ridiculous things. Get another job.
Doing a 9 to 5 would be easy.
DSP, get a job.
Yeah, there you go.
Buddy.
Do you not see that I've already, my whole day is here on stream? Like, I'm here around 9 in the morning, I start work, I get my stream up by 10, I'm here till 4, I have like an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours tops away, I'm back until like 9, 10 at night in here. I have like no extra time to do anything, I can't work another job. I was gonna have to be working, you know, night hours, and I couldn't do it anyway. At my age and everything, I couldn't do it.
It was even more pathetic listening to it then than now. And he usually has like a 2.5, 3 hour break in between. Like, it's not as cut. It doesn't cut nearly as close as he makes it sound.
That's number one. So that's not going to happen. Move back to the condo in Connecticut. I can't. Again, I would need to sell this house, which I can't afford to do. I would have to move all my shit, which I can't afford to do. So literally, like, everything is not feasible. There's, like, nothing feasible here. Really, the only things
Wait, wouldn't he be... No, I don't think the condo in Connecticut was foreclosed just yet. Not at this point. So, yeah, so he's still kind of stuck with that. Because he didn't stop paying for the condo until after he came back home from him and Kat getting married. That's when he said he stopped paying on the condo when he got back. So yeah, so he was still stuck with that shit. Dumbass. He was tanking what, between 15 and 2,200 a month on that shit. I think it was like 12 to 1,500 a month that he was paying on that silly shit, and not even living in it, and was too lazy and too stupid to pick up the phone for a realtor to be able to talk to him to either rent it out or even sell it, because he was stupid. Look at how that shit ain't come back to haunt his ass later.
I can do. Really hope that our refinance goes through, which it looks like it's not going to. I'm still working on it. It looks like it's not happen. Hope that I can get loans that I don't know how I'm gonna afford paying, but at least get the loans to pay the taxes. Or a miracle happens, you know, some kind of someone, you know, people who love my content come in and say, we want to at least help fill out in the short term. Now, just to be clear here, and this is me being incredibly transparent with all of you, this is for the next year. You know what I mean?
So he needs someone to be incredibly generous to him for an entire year. That's insane. That's absolute fucking insanity.
I'm hoping, which again,
if that's just not mental illness, I don't know what is.
Who knows? Because every year I hope, and then something goes wrong.
And there's a shitload of examples of this shit in the old stuff. There's a shitload of examples of this nonsense. Holy shit.
The trolls find another way to fuck me, right? If everything stays the way it is on YouTube and stays the way it is on Twitch, and Twitch keeps increasing the way it is, I will actually start to make enough money next year to pay down my credit cards and have money for taxes and all of that. But the thing is, really ideally what I need to do is get a refinance on this house, and I need to tough it out until I can. The problem being, I have no more time, because I have to pay these taxes by April of next year. So, you know, it's a really shitty situation where I have no way out. There's like no actual way to go. I can't sell the house because I can't afford it. I can't move because I can't afford it. I can't refinance because it looks like they won't let me without 2 years of tax return history. I don't know if I can get loans enough to pay the taxes. I can't go rely on my parents. What the fuck do I do? And it's just cascade.
He should be very, very lucky that it's not like other troll communities where people are telling him to French kiss like a fucking barrel or some bullshit like that. Like, he's very, very fortunate. Because, boy, I've seen, I've seen some communities, not just recently, but if you go back to, like, the days of the skeptics versus the alt-right, like, French kissing a fucking, a shotgun barrel was definitely on the menu that people were recommending and shit. I don't, but, but that was definitely something that was talked about back in those days. He's very fortunate he doesn't have people who are on his neck who tell him to do shit like that. He's very, very lucky. Look, I think even Wings has had that been said to him. I don't know about Review Tech USA. I know Monday Matt has. That was leading up to the bouldering when he went on to the fucking kill stream and shit and got fucking carved up. Holy crap. DSP is hella lucky. He could never really bitch or complain about trolls, given what other people get. Like, holy shit, he should be on his hands and knees thanking God he doesn't have to deal with other people have to deal with.
Shit. And it's terrible because Kat and I have an amazing life. Like I said, we have talks where we like to get engaged, we like to maybe get married. The other thing about all of this, which that's really messed up, which I do want to talk about here. My parents are getting older, to the point where I know they're having health problems or whatever, and they don't want to tell me fully what's going on, because I think that they don't want me to worry, but at the same time, I get the feeling that they may be getting ill to the point where they won't be around forever, you know what I mean? And they really wanted me to go visit them next year, and I told them...
Here's the pitch. Sorry, evil laugh. It's the holidays and whatever. Fuck all that. Evil laugh. This is the pitch. This was the pitch. Now, I don't think he was thinking about him and Kat getting married at this particular point. But it's funny and rather convenient how that all got wrapped up. I'll tell you that. It's almost like, hey, you got to come and visit us and we may help you bail out. But you know, you need to marry her, you need to bed her, and we need another piggy on the way. Obviously, that other piggy never showed up. But whatever.
With the situation, there's no way. And they actually offered, they said, we, in this case, would be able to, like, maybe pay for your...
I mean, now that I think about it, even though he wedded her, he never bedded her. He's not properly anyway, so I guess there's that. Yikes. It's another thing him and Wings have in common.
Plane tickets or in a hotel, in a car, or drive our car when you're out here, just so we can spend some time with you. You know, next year, maybe next spring, when things die down a little bit with gaming or whatever. Because they want to meet Kat. They're dying to meet Kat.
They're dying to meet Kat. Oh, that's... that aged well. But yeah, here's the buildup for all this shit. This is what led to April of 2019, if you take it all in. Nasty. Nasty work. Nasty work. And theoretically, I'm gonna contradict myself. It's very possible that maybe him and his parents were planning for the marriage or whatever at this time. It's very possible. I think he was already talking about putting an engagement ring on her. Maybe. So, I mean, shit, shotgun wedding's a shotgun wedding no matter what. Who could say? Oh, that's fucking grimy, bruh. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. Going through the Gouty Citadel and shit and picking all this shit back up is going to be a fun time. Holy shit.
I really want to meet Kat.
That I'm just interested in all the shit that I missed, because I know I missed a lot.
And, you know, who knows when the next opportunity is going to be that I get to see them, if I even get to see them again, depending, you know, they're getting old. And I'm like, man, I would love to commit to that and say that I can, but I don't know what's happening here with all my money and taxes and everything, you know? So
your money and taxes outweigh the mortality of your parents. Okay, that, I guess that's on brand.
This sucks. It's just like, and this is why I purposely held all this stuff back from you guys until now, because it was just, you know, you're up to a point where there's so much going on behind the scenes and so much to hide from you guys, because I don't want you to come to my streams thinking about this shit every day. You know what I mean?
So much to hide from you. Wow. So much about being transparent and honest and all that bullshit, huh?
It's tough. It's pretty tough. And
I'm not going to sit here and every day start talking about taxes and shit. I'm just not. I want to be here and enjoy games and hang out with you guys and have fun. That's what this is about. It's not about my tax problems, even though they exist. You guys don't want to hear about that every freaking day, you know? Even when near the end of the year, I need to do some kind of emergency style fundraisers if I have to or whatever, you know, we'll talk about that. You're the one who's causing the problem here. You. Yes, you. I don't know how you can't see that you're the problem. Problem is I need more money. I need fucking money somehow. You know? I'm so low on money.
I would definitely like to go visit my parents again next year, even if it is.
That's the new sob story. Oh shit! Last year it was the state business occupation tax. This year parents are dying. Wow, just fucking maniac.
Maybe the last time to go be able to do that, but I can't do that if I don't have money to pay my taxes. I have to stay here to work every day. You know what I mean?
So 16 grand or mommy and daddy Burdell need to bury themselves. Wow. And crazy enough, what? This is 2018. We're in 2025 and they're still alive and kicking. It's almost as if it was all a scam. Make of that what you will.
And my whole relationship.
And then he finessed the fuck out of them the year afterwards so he could go out there and take a trip to see his parents and get married. Crazy. Crazy. Literally comboing fucking Ponzi schemes / scams all over the place and shit.
Cat is on hold and all this. And the thing is, here's my deal.
I'm exaggerating about the Ponzi scheme thing, but it sounds funny. It sounds funny.
If I could find a way past this tax situation and I could stay the course, I have felt so much better positivity.
Well, no, a Ponzi scheme kind of still falls into play. I mean, it's just a confidence scam. So it's the same. I mean, it kind of falls into the same shit, to be honest. I mean, yeah, it's got the same thing. You know what I'm saying?
These last 2 years, and my streaming, I'm telling you, when I look at how much I'm making, it's going up and up and up. This month of October was kind of a stupid anomaly because fucking fucked everything up with his, you know, him coming in and all those contributions and people saying, well, I don't need to contribute. I get the feeling it's going to go back to where it was eventually. It's going to be better. It's going to get better. But I need to tough it out. I need to get past. I can't have the federal government come April say, well, you didn't pay your taxes, so now we're going to start garnishing money that you make from Twitch or YouTube.
The IRS will destroy me if I don't pay my taxes.
Now I can't pay my credit cards. So now all my credit cards go into default. My credit's completely ruined. They cancel all my credit cards. Now I can't pay for anything because I have no credit anymore. And I have no money to pay for it. You know, then what's the next thing I can't pay? You see what I mean? It's going to become a cascading mess of shit. Ideally, if I could get through paying the taxes for next year, okay, the federal taxes, and then have a year to work on building my streams, making more money. Two things could happen. Number one, I might qualify for a refinance once my taxes are done for next year. We don't know yet. There's no way to know because they're not done. Once they're done, maybe I could go back and say, oh, now I qualify for the refinance, having the 2 years of history of this as being my level of income, all right? That's number one. Number two, I can just stay the course and keep, even if it means for 3 years my life sucks and I can't afford anything and I'm literally just going paycheck to paycheck, paying everything, minimum payments or whatever, just to keep floating until I can eventually do this refinance, I think I'm alright. But I'm basically just in a situation where I don't know what else I can do. Like, there's nothing certain to fix the problem. I can't declare bankruptcy.
You know what's kind of scary about that now I think about it? If you think about it. He's literally fighting for the refinance just so he can replenish the credit card so he can start the fucking cycle all over again. That's scary. That's scary as shit. Because here's the thing. He's trying to front load that it's all about the taxes. The taxes. Right? And then he tries to combo in parents are sick and dying, this, that, and the third. Says he needs 16K, this, that, and the third. But reality is he wants the refinancing because it'll replenish the credit card so he can use those again. He wants the 16,000 to get his fucking the state and business occupation tax as well as the federal government off of his ass. And then he's still bleeding cat for like 75% or 70% or whatever of whatever it is that she was making. Like everybody's catching these hooves financially at the very least. Damn.
See, because they'll say sell the house. I can't sell the house because I don't have the money to sufficiently sell the house. Moving to the East Coast, back to the East Coast isn't viable. I can't afford it. I don't know if I can get a loan.
And something's got him spooked to where he don't want to come back here. I don't know what it is, but it's something happened that you don't want to come back here. Which is fucking crazy, to be honest with you. Like, what the fuck you scared of, bruh? What's the worst that's gonna happen to your silly ass? John, Howard, all them cats moved and sat there and moved on from your dumb ass. You know what I'm saying? So what the fuck, bruh? It is what it is. I mean, yeah, they can sniff out a fake Italian from a mile away, but shit, what are you worried about?
Loans to pay the taxes, and I don't know if I can afford the loans to pay them monthly. I don't know how I would. I can't go to my parents for help. Like, see what I mean? Like, everything normally that I would do, I can't do. So, it sucks.
Sucks
you know? I just don't know what else to do. I'm between a rock and a hard place. I really am. I'm between a rock and a fucking hard place.
And again, and you know, I'm the kind of person, I don't like to point fingers. I don't. It's Tevin's fault. And hilarious that I do this for a living, right? And I make way more money than Tevin, even though I have way less viewers. Let's think about that for a second. And that's absolutely correct, Andrew.
But Tevin don't beg. And Tevin at that time wasn't doing this for a living. So, whatever.
Android, you're right that if someone is illegally restreaming my stream, those are my views. You're right, they are.
Sounds like cope if you ask me, but whatever.
But, you know, I know that now, you know, things that I did in the past, bad financial decisions. When I moved out here, I spent way too much fucking money. And I agree with that, but at the same time, the 2015 trolls who fucked me and fucked over my YouTube channel.
This year I got fucked over on YouTube again because these fucking assholes won't leave me alone and mass reporting me, and I lost my fucking...
Are you gonna cry now? You gonna cry for me, piggy? Cry for me, piggy, cry. Boy, I should... What's that scene from The Christmas Story? I should put that shit in when fucking Ralphie's getting punked, and one night after they threw the fucking snowball at his ass, and then fucking Ralphie ends up snapping and ends up fucking laying waste to that boy. God damn. Beating the brakes off his ass. Shit. That shit looks crazy. And you know, little Ralphie had to go ahead and, not Ralphie, Georgie. Georgie had to go and rat him out, get mom to come get his ass, but it had to happen. You gonna kill that boy. You gonna kill that boy if you didn't do it. Holy shit.
Fucking sponsorship. I'm sorry, guys.
Beating the brakes off him. You gonna cry for me? Go ahead, cry for me like you cry for tea. Do that shit. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can bring it up. You need a minute? All right, I'll wait. Go ahead.
What the fuck is this? Oh. Unbelievable.
Snortbernell had no chill back in the day. Snortbernell had no chill at all.
It's gonna be the whole string.
It's just, he doesn't really have depression. He's trying to do that to get sympathy. You know, how much more can I do? And I'm a one man, and a lot of people ask me, Phil, how can you do?
Oh shit.
Do this every day. How can you put up with this shit? I just don't know anymore, man. Like, I'm trying to...
Are you crying for the taxes? Are you crying for your parents? Are you crying for yourself? Are you crying for the life that you're about to lose with Kat? Do you even know what you're fucking about to cry about? No, you don't. Okay, I just want to make sure.
Make a life here, you know? And all I did for 10 years was try to share my fucking passion with you guys. And now I could lose it all. I could lose my credit. I could lose my house. For what the fuck did I do?
I could lose my credit. Boy. Tell me that you're not over dependent on fucking credit without telling me you're over dependent on credit. Woo, shit. Oh, no peace, Phil. Big ups to Dwight. No peace. No peace at all. We don't want peace over here. We want problems. That's what that is.
Everyone tells me this year was the best year since I came back and I started focusing on streams. Everything's the best I've ever fucking done. And you're gonna tell me now I could lose everything? What the fuck did I do to deserve it? To lose my partnership with Curse? What the fuck? You know?
I just... Yeah, how are people so evil?
Woo! How are people so evil? Last time I checked, Phil, isn't it evil to live backwards? And we did this. We did this whole bullshit last year. You did this whole shit the year before that, and the year before that. That, Phil, is evil. That shit's evil. Big ups to the homie Dwight Race. But that shit's evil, Phil. Living backwards. That's evil.
How are people so fucked up and evil that this is what they would do to someone? Like, how can you live? How can you morally live? How can you morally restream my fucking content illegally every day and see someone's life falling apart at the seams every day because of the shit you do, the concrete hurt you do to someone every fucking day, and sleep in that fucking bed and get a sound sleep? I couldn't. I would be in a mental hospital.
I mean, you probably should, be honest with you. You probably should be in a mental hospital, to be honest with you. You probably should. Great screenshot, by the way. You should probably be in a mental hospital. Well done, Phil. Well done. I can't wait to see Andy reenact this. This would be fucking hilarious. Good shit. That's what I should do. I should put a compilation of different moments together for that, like a wish list of things I'd like to see Andy and PPP fucking reenact and shit. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of hilarious. Good shit. I will think about that. I will put that, I will make a notation of that. That'd be hilarious.
If this is me doing that shit. God damn, dude, that's depressing as fuck. That was my depression. Ladies and gentlemen, depression is caused by eating fast food. Didn't you know that? It's Tevin's fault.
You've seen how I only focus on my stuff. I don't engage with the negativity. I try to make my streams positive. I just try to keep stuff going.
I don't know. I would say in the present day, LTG and fucking Wings of Redemption would say otherwise. Womp womp.
Single day he comes in, he's toxic. He's toxic. Every fucking day he's toxic.
Toxic.
Every day he's here, he's toxic. Yep, I'm toxic.
And now Kat moved in with me and our life together is so good. And to see that might all go away, can you
I mean, yeah, that's karma for stealing another man's horse. You should have done that.
imagine how she just got here? She already, since she moved here, has changed jobs once to try to make more money and make ends meet. How's it fair to her? She just
Oh, that's right. She allegedly did change jobs, didn't she? It's not like she didn't get fired because she couldn't work right away. Yeah, that's not the case at all. I think about it. How many jobs has Kat had since she's been in Washington State? I want to say she's had at least 3. She might have had 4 now I think about it. I want to say at least 3. Damn. That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's retail, so you know what I'm saying? Like, jumping around, for most people, I get, well, even for most people, I say for a demographic. You know what I'm saying? If you're jumping around 4 jobs in, let's say, yeah, you say 4 jobs in 5 or 6 years, I guess that's a thing. Maybe. I don't know. That seems a lot. It seems like a lot of jobs to jump around in such a short amount of time, but I guess that depends on how you equate time, so make of that what you will.
fucking moved out here, man. You know? She just moved out here to have a life with me, and now that life might end because of shit that I didn't do. I just don't know what to do anymore, you know? All I can do is every day be here and try to be positive with you guys and try to put out positive streams and hope that somehow things are going to work out, but I don't know how they're going to at this point.
Yeah, now you're gonna put the burden on everybody else. Congratulations.
It's an awful fucking feeling, knowing that by April, if I don't find a solution to pay these taxes, this could be the beginning of the end.
Celebratory toast. Everyone, if you have a drink, raise your glass with me, or your can, or your chalice, or your flute, whatever it is that you may drink from. Let's have a celebratory toast of being done with that fucking shit.
Slurperdo had no chill back in them days, bro. Holy shit. No chill. Good shit. Salud.
Salud.
The government comes and tries to either seize shit. I don't know how it works, but they might try to seize shit. They may say, that's it, you have to sell your house. I was like, I can't afford it. Oh, too bad. Don't pay your credit cards. So not only would I lose my house, I'd also be forced to ruin my credit and lose the house at the same fucking time and have no money. It's like, for what? Because they fucked me again. Wow. Was it really worth it? Were your jollies really fucking worth it to get me out of my partnership? Was it really fucking worth it to do what you did to me?
It wasn't a partnership, though. Remember? They didn't give you a managed partnership, though. You were just on their MCN. He may have forgot his own narrative, but I didn't. Pepper's Farm remembers. You weren't in a partnership deal with fucking Kurzville.
Me?
Excuse me, guys. I was disgusting and unprofessional.
that now my life might be ruined. A beautiful woman who now I'm starting a life with my soulmate, and now that's gonna fall the fuck apart. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah, what happened to her, Phil? Because that's not the woman that we see now. Well, we barely see anyway. What happened to her? Gonna shed some tears for that? Just thought I'd ask. I just thought I'd ask.
And not to say that. That's not at all. She's 100% supportive of me. She understands what's going on. I don't want anyone to think, oh God, behind the scenes, this relationship's falling apart. It's not.
It kind of is, theoretically, given the fucking hornet's nest she walked her ass into.
Fuck that, Phil. You are a dirty, rotten liar.
But can you imagine the tremendous pressure on us now with all this going on? And it's like...
Where's the tears at, Phil?
I don't even know what to say.
Wait for the donations to come through?
I just don't, you know?
Got lean in manual? There you go. Ban that motherfucker.
Well, I'm trying to read with some of the things that people have said. By the way, you guys have been really supportive. You know, I've been dishing, you know, truth from behind the scenes stuff to you guys. That's why I haven't updated the leaderboard or anything. I think it's more important for me to just be talking with you guys and be honest and to be, I mean...
Oh, so bleed you guys for as much as I can and don't bother... Great screenshot. And don't bother calling out the amount of money that's been given to me. Why do that when I can basically bleed you guys for even more? That's sounds like the gouty vampire to me. That's the way to go about it.
Obviously, a lot of people were very nice here. So, you know...
You mean generous? Oh, okay. We gotta say nice. Oh, I got you.
Crazy Dream gifted a ton of subs, which was really nice. A lot of people are cheering and being supportive. Hank Duma did a large tip. Chocolate Fuzz did a very large tip. You know, thank you guys. I got an anonymous $10 tip. I appreciate all this.
They must have not been large enough, though. No $100 tips this time around, Phil? No $50 tips? Okay, maybe that's what it was.
I really do. And, you know...
Thanks for the money, dummies. Because that's exactly what you fucking are. A bunch of fucking empty-headed idiots who paid me money to get absolutely nothing out of it. Thanks. Wow. A self-help book. Work-life balance for idiots. Work-life balance for idiots. There you go. Pay us more money, idiots. Kids are idiots. Kids are complete idiots. They actually pay me money to do this. That's how dumb these people are.
It's to the point where I know that... I know it's possible to get through it. I've been through so much shit. Dude, guys, 10 years. 10 fucking years. How many things have I come up against? False copyright...
Bleeding the pay piggies. Bleeding the pay piggies.
Right strikes, getting my channel shut down, YouTube adpocalypse, trying to get me kicked off of Twitch, trying to get me off of YouTube, you know what I mean? Like, all this stuff has happened over the years, and I somehow got through it all. I can't believe that this would be the point where I give up. I say I can't beat it, I just fucking give up. I can't do that. Like, that's not me as a person. I know how many thousands upon thousands of people that I myself have motivated across the internet, and a lot.
You mean PewDiePie? You mean Report of the Week? Who else? Who else has he supposedly inspired or motivated? Don't worry, I'll wait.
A lot of people have told me, Phil, you being positive and overcoming shit inspired me in my life to overcome stuff. I can't let this beat me, but I don't know how to beat it. I don't know how to beat it myself. That's the problem. You know, every other time I've had a backup plan, or if no backup plan, just toughing through it somehow worked. I don't know what to do this
backup plan was mommy and daddy, by the way.
time. You know, I just don't know.
Phil's a scam artist.
Yeah,
Phil's just one of the worst e-beggars.
So all I can say is this, guys. Actually, the truth is, I'm almost out of time. I gotta start going making food.
I mean, truth be told, he should be known as one of the most prolific beggars and scammers and liars on the internet. If he wants to be prolific about anything, that's what he really should be falling into. But that's just me, though.
For dinner, Kat's gonna be home within an hour, and I want to start to have food ready for her. She's been working her ass off all day today to try to make money for us, and I want to go get stuff to start cooking and everything.
You mean heat her up some stir fry, or some hot dogs, or some turkey burgers? He ain't never made her shit. Eat a dick. Or what about all those all that food that was burnt in the fucking air fryer and shit? The pizza rolls, the french fries, the pre-cooked ham that you guys fucked up in the oven because both of you fucking of the brain trust couldn't figure out the instructions or find them. Holy shit. Oh, so much more to rediscover, I gotta tell you.
So all I want to say is thank you for listening, okay? And, you know, thank you very much. You know, for everything. I do appreciate it. And I hope, upon hope, that something happens. I don't know if somehow an opportunity pops into my lap, someone offers me something to do something that I can make more money, or the fact that people will step up and be supportive, or I just happen to...
It's like that, what's that movie, that Tom Hanks movie and shit? It's really old. It's called Big, where like they make that wish to be an adult, all that bull. That's what this is. It's like the reverse version of that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or this is like the nightmare horror fucking movie version of that shit. That shit is crazy, bruh. Not a lick of self-preservation. You don't got no fight in him whatsoever. Great screenshot. Like, yeah, that boy does not have that hog in him. He don't have that hog in him. That's the problem. Like I said, fucking, I mean, don't be wrong. Like Ralph, just in case you guys don't catch that reference about having that hog in him. You know what I'm saying? Because most people say they don't got that dog in them, but well, Phil is not a person, so we don't have to worry about that. They don't have that hog in them, but goddamn, dude, Ralph has been through worse, a lot worse. You know what I'm saying? And the Rage Pig obviously got that hog in him, but DSP don't at all. It's fucking pathetic.
Somehow, by some fucking miracle, qualify for this refinance, which it doesn't look.
I'll say if you took away Ralph's excessive drinking and the pills, bro, just imagine how far that guy could have gone. That should have been crazy.
Like is gonna happen right now, or somehow I get the loans to pay these taxes, something. I hope something, because if it doesn't, if I, you know, I can't. I feel like this whole 10-year journey is kind of culminating at this point, and this is the make or break point where I have
great screenshot. The depression starting to really set in.
To get through it. I have to somehow get through it and not lose everything in the process, and I don't know how though.
And them contributions are not hitting. It's very obvious. Them contributions are not hitting. Where's the money, dummies?
You know?
The Phil drama show every day. Stop being a drama queen.
I love drama.
That drama shit.
I love it. I crave the drama.
Relax. Holy.
Wait, was he saying craving before Cat showed up, or was that afterwards? Like, did anybody remember if in 2018 or 2017, him saying, I'm craving some Street Fighter, I'm craving this, that, and the third? Or was that something that he sponged up from Kat when she got there? Holiday homework assignment. I'm just joking. Don't worry about it. We'll all discover it next year, but I just thought I'd throw it out there.
Chamoli. Holy shplamoli chamolis. What is going on? Why can't people just relax? Why can't people just relax? Relax! That's what I don't want on the stream. I don't want people running around like Benny Hill, going willy-nilly, acting chaotic, being all dramatic, being all crazy and you know, all wound up. Instead, we're going to be relaxed.
All right. Well, anyway, guys, I just want to say thank you. Like I told you, this is more important than me updating a leaderboard or reading out. I want to say thanks to everyone who did contribute during the stream.
So he's gonna take their money and run. Okay. So much money was needed that he decided to fucking basically run, basically and then just ran with every little bit he could get. Unfortunate.
I'm gonna end it now. And get stuff uploaded to YouTube so I can start cooking and go from there. And what I'm gonna say is thank God tonight I get to spend some time with Kat. You know, we have Thanksgiving night together. I'll be back tomorrow. Full-time streaming like always. You know, streams and games.
You remember last year though? Remember last year's well, the year before I should say, when all those donations were going in and be like, oh my God, so many donations. Thank you guys. I gotta go though. $50 was coming in, $100 were coming in, $20 was coming in, and he literally chose to pick up and run instead of finishing it out, try to bleed it for everything he was worth. Now, right here, that obviously the money isn't there. Obviously, there's nothing to fucking, there's not a whole lot, I should say, to call out. So now I give you this pity party bullshit and then hope tomorrow he gets showered with fucking donations. So sad. So sad. And yet, rather fitting.
Gameplay and everything, and, you know, up to this point, I've not allowed this to negatively affect me on the streams, and I'm gonna do my best to not let it moving forward. I got so much positive stuff coming up. We've got ongoing playthroughs I'm doing. You know, we've got holiday events coming up for Christmas and everything. But the thing is, like, you guys know the ways you can help.
Pledge today. Give me your money. Oh, money, 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 money. Give me money, money. Money. No, I want money. Money, money, money that I gotta spend, endlessly spend money. It's addictive. Money, 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 money. Plugs, plugs, plugs. Help me, money, money, money. Money, 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 money. Ooh, money! Grab the money! Oh, I can't grab those drugs there, too. I got no freaking horse.
It's
No
not funny.
horse and no money.
It's not funny,
I
but
need money.
I'm gonna laugh at it anyway.
I need money. It's a cash grab. It's a blatant cash grab. I have to go collect money or something. I'm only in this for the money. Okay.
You know, in particular, the thing that gets me is I know there's people on YouTube who watch the videos on YouTube and think everything's fine because they're not here for the pre-streams and stuff. They don't know, so that's why I'm gonna actually upload this video to DSPGaming so people know what's going on with me and that this is the situation. If ever there was a time to step
begging
up
on a
and say,
massive scale.
Okay, Phil, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I've watched it for years. I watch it on YouTube. I always thought you were getting by on ad revenue. If I can help now, I will. That's what I'm.
No one owes you anything. That's the problem, or at least for him anyway. Nobody owes you anything. They don't owe you a lick. You know what I'm saying? You are the entertainment. You are the circus clown. You are the dancing monkey. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? If people feel that the content is worth contributing to, they'll do it. If not, it is what it is. But you coming up with a sob story every fucking year, multiple times a year, to try to compensate for your fucking own incompetence is fucking ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous you got away with that as long as you did. I gotta tell you.
Hoping for, you know, but I don't know. Miracles don't always happen. I have no answers for you guys at this point. I've basically overextended myself to the point where there is no, okay, what else do you fall back on? And I'm at my wit's end. That's the other thing, mentally, I'm at my wit's end. I can't take it anymore. You get these fucking people who do nasty shit to me daily. Daily. Morally ignoring the fact that they know what they're doing is fucking wrong, and they do it just for fucking jollies or personal gain. They think it's okay. And people who watch that shit, they're like disgusting, vile fucking people. How could you do that? How could you ever do that to someone? You know?
You're a fucking retard. He should have never said that. Like, if he wants to say whatever he wants to say about fucking detractors, so be it. But to bring the trolls and haters and critics and that shit who just watch the content and you want to sit there and add them to the situation, to the equation, like they're really part of the shit, you deserve everything that you're going to get after that and whatnot. And he wonders why there's so many of us and there's so many of us on his goddamn neck and kicking his back end. He did it to himself. The people who watch the content just watch the content. If anybody goes above and beyond, then you have a right to say something about it. But to sit there and just shit on the average viewer doesn't make any sense at all. And since you're too stupid to turn it into dollars, you know what I'm saying, the consequences, was it worth it? No, it didn't make any sense. So that's why you're at where you're at.
No.
That's why you're in fucking DMs now in our current day and age, begging people to fucking do collabs with you and shit. And then the collabs die in like 10 days. Stimulus packages, literally.
Been done to me is far worse than if someone had beaten to me within my inch of my life, because I could have recovered from that and been fine.
Oh, I don't know. Jaha had put the skins to your ass like he should have. I don't know I don't know how well you would have recovered, but that's subjective, I suppose.
The things they're doing to me destroy me financially and put me into horrendous situations where even though I work my ass off and people tell me everything I'm doing is good, I could still lose everything. And, you know? I just don't understand it. I don't. Alright guys, I gotta end this, so that's it. Thank you for at least listen to me dish a little bit. You know, anything you guys can do to support is appreciated, and I hope everyone who's watching this live.
It's also possible that the reason why he didn't shout out any of the contributions is because he didn't want any of his detractors to get the tally on it. That's probably another thing too. It's basically something a coward does where they start hiding shit when they don't want to be held accountable for nothing.
On Thanksgiving, has a happy Thanksgiving if you live in the United States, and I hope to see you all tomorrow. Alright? Thanks to everyone who was very, very supportive on this stream. People were really supportive on this stream. I appreciate it. And tomorrow's another day, and hopefully things are better. Alright, guys? Alright, everyone. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you very much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
You know what's weird about that? I want you to think about this, actually. I'll expand upon this later, but so you've been known to cry for tea on multiple occasions, but you couldn't cry for your wife. You couldn't cry for your sick parents. You couldn't cry for anything else, right? But you can somehow he can get those tears out for T. He can't cry for no one else. That's weird. That's weird as shit. But then the way he be harassing Low Tier God and Wings of Redemption, bruh, for days on end. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I'm being told that he's been sending troll donations to Wings, which is fucking crazy. Like, you throwing money at him now to troll him. Okay. Okay. Wings is not going to turn that shit down. That's insane. If someone had told me that, actually, not think about it. He didn't send no troll tips to LTG. That's kind of fucked up. Anyway, fuck that Negro. But it's crazy how if someone had told me this back in 2018, 2019, that yeah, DSP is gonna actually try to troll donate other locales, I'd be like, yeah, your motherfucking mind. But now that I think about it, is he gonna charge back those donations on Wings? Think about it. Think about it. Is he gonna fucking do a chargeback on those donations? He knows that super chats can be refunded. Do you think he'll do it? I'm just putting it out there. I'm not trying to give this idiot any ideas and whatnot, but it makes you think. As malicious as a piece of shit that he is, he still can't get Wings to move the way he wants to move, to my understanding. Sounds to me like a chargeback's in order, right? Right, Phil? Right, DSP? Right, Darkside Phil? Right.
Later.
Help! Save the pig! What the heck? A pig with a party hat. Hello, Mr. Piggy. Sticky Piggy. Save the pig, the game. The whole game you're trying to save the pig's life. Help! No, no. That's not how life works. What pasta do you prefer? I prefer a penne. Oh! Easy to eat. Oh! Phil's a faggot.
Yep.
Phil's fat.
Yep.
Phil's a loser.
Yep.
Phil's a beggar.
Yep.
Phil's a racist. Phil's a scammer.
Yep.
DSP's a pedophile.
Yep.
DSP is a thief.
Yep.
DSP is a greedy fuck.
Yep.
This guy's a bitch.
Sir is.
I have a micro penis. Alright, I'm not dead, but I swear to God, I wish I fucking was.
Probably one of the most honest things he's ever said. Oh, that's not funny. Anyway, so there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That was a look at the Thanksgiving begathon, or the Thanksgiving begging of 2018. Yeah, November of 2018. Fun stuff all around. Let's go ahead and put our little friend here to bed. He's up past his bedtime. And back at it. Ladies and gentlemen, in all seriousness, thank you guys very much for listening, and I very much appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys for the next one of these, which will be tomorrow. And yeah, that's that. That's essentially the plan, if you will. Take care of yourselves, people. Season's greetings and happy holidays from everybody here. And take it easy. Be careful out there. Be careful out there. Holy snap. Just so much madness in that. Just so much madness. Later, people.